Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So it goes out, the remix.
D&B, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing eye. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk. She must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
So the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. What beautiful girl? Yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look,
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace of her presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make her heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy.
boy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Spoiling night, killing time. I found a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen of Prestige. Welcome. How a day? How's everyone doing? Everyone all right? If you can hear me loud and clear, please hit that like button, share and subscribe, and tell me loud and clear. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here. Welcome. Shout out to D-Love. D-Love was here on time. She's determined. Good to see you. How are you doing? Jojo, shout out to Jojo. She says, good morning, Ola and Lola, men of Prestige, and everyone. Shout out to you. We have Angela Njogu. Hi, hello. Hey, Chinye, how you doing, Chinye? Good to see you. And Lady Navor, good to see you, lady. How are you? How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing much better. Please hit that like button. Thank you. Yes, you can hear me loud and clear. Yes, I do, Angela. I do. That's how they used to say it, right? I'm doing well. Honestly, I never really understood where that came from. But anyway, I'm doing well. Thank you so much. And again, do me a favor. Hit that like button as you're coming in. We have a conversation to have today. Hit that like button, share, and if you're not yet a part of the family, go ahead and join the WhatsApp group at www.lolaanola.com/WhatsApp. It's just a short link that will take you straight into WhatsApp and allow you to join the WhatsApp group so we can always continue the conversation behind the scenes and things like that. All right, great. So like I said, we have a conversation we're going to have today. We have, let me see if I can share my screen really quickly. We're going to talk about this thing today. There was this live session that Daddy Freeze did yesterday. And a bunch of my brothers jumped on that live stream to basically make an ass of themselves. I'm sorry. We're not going to allow the continuous perpetuation, is that the word? Perpetual degeneration of, listen, there's a certain standards you have to maintain as a man. It's always been that way. Okay? We're competing, you want to call it whatever you want to call it. Competition, blah, blah, blah. Anytime men come off as they're competing with their ladies, it's just a bad look. I don't know if you want to think of that as that's not fair. Again, welcome to the real world. If you feel like that's not fair, I can definitely see how you can see it as not fair. Okay? But it doesn't change the fact that it's a bad look. Okay? Earlier today, I was watching, for those of you that may be familiar with some of the characters in the manosphere, majority of you are not, and I would like it that way, okay? I would like to leave it that way because it's not a good look for black men in general, around the world, not just Americans. this black man end up in the shalaye with a guy called Destiny, a white guy. They end up in this shalaye where they are actively trying to throw their own women under the bus. Like, I understand it. I still, to an extent, I understand the conversation between black men say, hey, yeah, we need to hold women accountable. I'm not really a big fan of that. I can still understand it. After all, it's brothers we're talking, right? But once we get to a point where we have to start to do mansplaining and shalaye to white men that really doesn't care. And this guy is actively saying, like, you're not making sense. It can't just be all women's fault, right? But and then he goes like, you know what? I'm not trying to say it's women's fault, but in the first place, how did you end up in this terrible, terrible conversation you called a debate? I don't think it's a debate. I think it's personal. I think these are personal issues that were never addressed properly. And if they're not addressed properly, you're just going to end up in the pota all the time. It's just a bad look, right? It's the same thing. Like, imagine you go throwing your children under the bus with a complete stranger that really doesn't care. And they're like, but you are the parents. Yeah, but there's no buts. You already look extremely bad. It's just bad, And I got this clip from, Daddy Freeze. So we're going to be reacting to Daddy Freeze small clip today. And, and it's always better because, again, majority of the conversations out there, it's just a bunch of people talking in generalities and there's no real life examples. But when they do, they're giving us examples of exactly what you can probably imagine what they're doing inside of their family. See, how you behave in one aspect of life is generally how you behave in other aspects of life. No, we're just talking. It's just a conversation. Yeah, lies. Stop the cap, okay? This is how you behave. We did a review of Andrew Tate here some few days ago. And some people were like, even myself, I was like, you know what, let's just listen to what he has to say. Because of my position, I have to kind of calm down, exercise a lot of patience, and listen to what people have to say. Listen beyond the energy they're bringing to the table. I have to do that quite often. But that doesn't change the fact that this is how they behave generally, right? A lot of women were picking, a lot of the ladies here were picking up like, why is he barking? Why is he so angry? Like, and the truth is that there's a real reason why he's angry, or why he's at least coming off as angry. There's a real reason for that. Stop the cap, Gotta get my sounds effect together.
Stop the cap.
There's a real reason, okay? If I ever come off as angry to you, and I'm all the time, even some of the emotions I show right here, the faces I make and stuff like that. Shout out to Chia. I saw her talking about the face I was making in some video, right? It's coming from a real place. I can't cap about that. It's a real emotions. I can connect. I can relate at a personal level. That's why I'm engaged in the conversation. We can't cap about that. So when people pick that up, don't be surprised. If they say, we'll hurt you, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. It's because we're human beings, we are spirits, we have incredible radar for bullshit. We can smell it. And what makes you a man with game precisely, is being able to be 10 miles ahead of everyone else. Okay? If all you do, like, I like the idea of staying in the present and learning how to read real time, but when it comes to interpretation of what's going on in real time, you have to be able to think way ahead of that moment. You have to have foresight. That's part of leadership. Let me hit that like button. Hit that like button. We're about to get into it. I got something I want to share with you, but I was scrambling so I can find this, so I can share this with you. This right here. There you go. All right. So a bunch of men saying they got kicked out in the cold. Blah, blah, blah. One of them said he lives in Chicago. he got kicked out in the cold, you know. And but he wasn't he wasn't able to tell us anything else. What else happened? What else happened? We need to know what else happened. How did you get kicked out into the cold? We want to know. What was the story? Listen, by the way, if you tell us a story, you might just be right. It was completely her fault. But if you're not able to tell us that story, then you force the rest of us that were able to think through a little bit, that were able to have a little bit of what do you call it? A little bit of deep thinking, critical thinking, right? You force us to call cap.
Stop the cap.
What happened? How did you get kicked out in the cold? You have to be able to feel free to tell us all of this unruly behavior before it happened. If you're not able to tell us that,
stop the cap.
We have to call cap on that. And if you're asking us to make a judgment without knowing the details of what happened, not complete details, just a little bit, right? Something. It's like, how do you want us to, how would you want us to just judge women off of just, oh, she did this, she did that, she's unruly. Why?
Need them and do it yourself. How, Sway?
How do you want us to make a judgment off of one-sided story, right? So we're going to be talking about that. So we're going to be reacting to this video. So I don't know if any one of you were on that on Daddy Freeze live yesterday. I stumbled it right after the show. I just turned on Instagram and I'm like, oh, this one is live, and then I saw a bunch of men like just going in on themselves for no reason. I'm like, where's the rest of the story? Why? How? What happened? Well, oh, she's just evil. You're leaving us to say either she's completely evil, right? Or you're just exonerated. You're just a hopeless, helpless man who got kicked out on the street by your abroad wife. Yeah, really? Cap. Big time cap. So hit that like button. Thank you so much. Good evening, Fumi. Good to see you, Fumi. Good to see you, Tiffany. And baby, you don't want to get kicked out in Chicago of all places. I know, right? Helpless. Poor man. Poor abroad Niger man got kicked out in the cold. Right? What happened was, we need to know. Right? But anyway, maybe you guys can hear something else that I didn't hear. Let's get into it. Ah, Jesus Christ.
Mentality where they get here and say, "Na man, they do everything." That is true. You've traveled wide and far. You know, as to be far abroad, say no easy. The woman will begin work, her own salary, she will begin to send her go home. But your own salary, now him, you go take the pay house rent.
Now, there's some truth to what he's saying right there. There's some truth to that. Ladies, can we be honest with ourselves? Right? Can we be honest with ourselves a little bit? There's some truth to that. But it's not all the way the fault of the woman when this happened. A lot of men really want to be traditional in the sense of, I'll cover the bills. I'll take care of everything. So when the woman starts working and she's making a full-blown salary, $60,000, $70,000 a year, $100,000 a year, there's this awkward conversation that a lot of people are not able to have. Yes, it's an awkward, a weird conversation that a lot of people have a difficult time having. But again, that awkward conversation did not just fall out of the sky. It's basically bad habits that you've cultivated since the beginning of being married to that person. Everything is hush hush. The silent generation, our parents' generation, that culture, right? I suppose, okay, you can actually have a conversation about it, right? Or, ladies, you can also say it's probably uncomfortable. You can be aware and say it's probably uncomfortable for him to suddenly start asking you to pay the bills, right? So let me be reasonable because he's a human being. He's going to have these thoughts behind his mind, right? Babe, I'm making some extra coin. I could take care of a lot of stuff. What do you think? Should we put some money away for savings for the kids, for our retirement? Uh, let's sit down and talk about the best way. I would like to have some money to myself, to take care of myself as a lady. That's all part of the conversation, right? But what they do, what this man that's talking right now, I guarantee you, he wasn't able to have that conversation or initiate the conversation. He's actually he feels more free to have this conversation with a stranger like Daddy Freeze. Shout out to Daddy Freeze for this content, than to have it with his wife. So he will wait and harbor these feelings for years upon years upon years, and then the resentments are there, and then maybe for real, got kicked out in the cold because he didn't know how to talk, or he got aggressive with his wife. He didn't tell us that story yet, right? And then he will start digging up all his resentments. Again, can you tell us everything that led down to this resentment? Everything. It's probably unrealistic for me to ask you to tell us. But the truth is that there is more to it. Hit that like button. Hit that like button if you're coming in for the first time.
For her own car insurance, Daddy Freeze. They pay for food. The day when you ask, I say, okay, bring small, come out now, make you take pay bill, you and I don't begin get problem. And you know if you win woman for abroad, but it's for abroad, for America. Me, I live for Chicago.
So of course it's going to generalize. Fit women for blah blah blah. It's true to a large extent, but the keyword phrase is to a large extent. Where's the rest of the extent? What leverage do you have as a man? Because there are leverage that you have as a man in the society we live in today. Okay, a lot of those leverage start from inside the home. For years, when she probably didn't want to, because she was trying to respect you, until she also was not able to say something until it got too late. It became too late. Resentment is already all over the place. Everyone is in the poto, right? So again, lots of generalization going on there, but there's something about generalization you should know. They're always laced with truth. As a matter of fact, if you're not very careful, it's purely truth. The only thing is lacking is emotional intelligence. There's complete disregard, a gross disregard for people's emotions. Oftentimes, it's purely truth. This is why I keep playing the sound effect.
Well, you're right.
Let's keep going.
Woman don't pursue me come out for cold. Daddy Freeze for cold, for midnight.
All right, so look at Daddy's Freeze face. This is the face that I captured that I put on the thumbnail, right? So look at his face, man. This guy, Daddy Freeze has he's scared. I've listened to him long enough. I think he's scared to move to overseas because he's scared that they might take everything away from him, or kick him out in the cold. What else is part of that story that we don't know right now, right? What else is part of that story that we don't know? Did you have a car when you got kicked out in the cold? Maybe it took you an extra 10 minutes to warm up the car. Most people have cars, right? That they can sit inside. Most people have a little change on the side. They can go to an hotel. Does that make it good? No, it doesn't make it good by any chance, okay? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we're not hearing that part. Kicked out into the street is what it sounds like. Kicked out to freeze is what it sounds like. So, someone like Daddy Freeze, who is already, he feels like, women can be unruly. He has this terrible experience with his ex, right? What do you want him to do? It's going to relate. Like, Obìnrin. I do think you have to be careful with Obìnrin. But this right here is big cap.
Stop the cap.
Let's keep going.
You get kids, you get children where you look after.
Wow.
So Daddy Freeze, don't be my men they go through. Good women they Daddy Freeze.
But some guys, the guys that were here before, they said that
He said Good Woman Day, slitted that in, Good Woman Day. But he didn't get a chance. Maybe he was about to tell her, like, Good Woman Day. But, Betty, let's see what that referee has to say.
Justice there abroad. You believe say justice
That
dey?
the truth, forget justice not the favor men like that. When it comes to husband and
Thank
wife
you.
matter issue,
So justice day abroad. There's justice in the abroad. Okay. The only time that is seemingly maybe a little bit a little complex is when it comes to family law. Okay. When it comes to when you mix family law with a generation of men that are becoming weaker and weaker, meaning they're actively competing with their women, it's a bad combination. And there's a lot that we need to figure out when it comes to that. So I don't want to shame men directly for that, but the truth is that men made the law, and when it comes to and the law is designed in many ways to protect children first. And there's a lot of might I say maybe archaic ideologies, that the men themselves subscribe to, because they're the ones that are quick to say they want traditional values. But somehow, it's only when it comes to family law that they don't want traditional values. Case in point, for example, traditionally speaking, women take care of the children. They take care of the children. The children are closer to them. They spend the most time with the children outside of the time they spend in school. Right? Because they're the mothers. Duh. Right? It is what it is, right? That's a traditional theme. It's only when it comes to this that I see that men like this want to fight against it. When it comes to family law, there are many men today that will say there's no justice for these reasons. But I can understand, because again, it's a complicated issue. There's a lot of emotions involved. Children are involved. It's not the same thing as what you will see in a criminal court. So there's a lot of decisions that were made with respect to discretion of the judge. So if God helps you, you find yourself in a court, family court, for child support, custody, alimony, or things like that, and you happen to have a judge who have their own bias, you're effed. You're cuffed. This is why I keep telling you. There are a lot of things you should learn so that you don't find yourself in that space. Because once you find yourself in that space, you're going to be another man on this YouTube streets and Instagram streets complaining that is unjust. Hey, you don't want to go back to your own country, oh? No, you're not ready to go back, but you think that this part is unjust. You want to take advantage of everything about the Western society, but only when you find yourself in Poto and you have to deal with family court or family law. But yet you just want to complain, but you're not ready to move back. You're not ready to take your load and go back. As men, we need to understand that there's a cost to everything. For everything you enjoy in life, there's a cost to it. And some of those costs is not always easy. There are things you just have to get to a place and say, hey, that's the cards I'm dealt. I have to make the most out of it. And going on the internet and complaining about your women and your children is not holding them accountable. That's not holding people accountable. That's you complaining. That's a lot of energy that consumes. And it's, for the most part, energy away from actually doing the work. Anyway, before we continue, let's see. Shout out to I see Barakidola is here. Nigerian women are not really marrying for love. That's a generalization. Meaning that's false. Maybe not. What do you mean by love? Maybe not. I like to know, what do you mean by love? Right? They are after what they can gain, and they have a target on you after you bring them overseas. Some of these women are the one who brought the men overseas. So again, that's generalization. But I'm still listening. Let's keep going. It is very difficult to deal with fake people because they are not real. Those who marry for love will really stay in the relationship no matter what. That's also false, because men are leaving their marriages emotionally, spiritually, maybe not physically. They keep coming back home at night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. at night, 9 p.m. at night, right? But they are really not there, or maybe from a place of being oblivious. They don't realize that times have changed, and what's required of you is not necessarily financial only and security. This emotional aspect of things, we're not paying attention to that, right? So what about that? It's still, ignorance is not an excuse, because we happen to be the leaders. So either by default, indirectly or directly, right? So ignorance is not an excuse. The best I can do is continue to highlight this with this show, right? So it is very difficult to deal with fake people. Well, the idea that somebody is just going to be fake and get married to you, I believe that they do exist. I believe they are the minority. I believe most people really want to be in a relationship, in a marriage for life. They may not be capable, they may not be equipped with the right skill set, but this is how we need to start talking as men, as opposed to they just want to be evil. If your thinking is they just want to be evil, you give up, and then you have a society that's falling apart. Because why would you want to deal with somebody that just wants to be evil? It makes no sense, right? It's better for men to just stay single and be with themselves than to deal with people that are just outrightly evil. But you and I will agree, like, oh, that's not the case, right? These people, they don't have the skills, maybe they're not capable, maybe, but we should at least talk from that standpoint so we can keep an open mind to solutions, right? Because for me personally, if we just end up and conclude that they're just evil, I will not engage in talking solutions with you. I will go and get with other men, romantically speaking, or fly to other men's country to try to steal their wives. Passport, bro, just collect. They just collect too. Anyway, let's keep going. Tiffany says, American legal system is not for the faint of heart. When it comes to family court, if you lack emotional intelligence, you will collect woto. That's a fact. You will get dragged through the system because, yes, if you do anything with your family and for some reason you end up in the family court, you are cuffed. Okay, I'm going to start using cuff so I don't use the actual F word. But I need to say something close to it. I don't know. I'm a curser in real life. You're cuffed if you end up in the legal system. It doesn't matter whose fault is it. You can be right all you want. Okay?
Well, you're right.
It doesn't matter whose fault it was. You're still gonna, your wife, and your children will be dragged through the system. So it's not good enough to complain. Especially family law, that's when the real wahala starts. Yeah, because a lot of good people end up in that. We know that bad people end up in criminal courts, right? So it's easy to say, yeah, you deserve it, right? Like, for example, somebody being accused of human trafficking and all this kind of crazy, raping women, those kind of accusations. We know that bad people end up there. It's easy to point finger and say that person is wrong. But when it comes to family court, you go say the person they're wrong, and the judge could look at you like, and what? Well, how much are you making per month? Okay, we're taking all of 75%. That's what the man sounds like, but we know it's not that crazy, right? We're going to take all of 75% of your money and give it to the woman because she's taking care of the children. And you're going to cry wolf on the internet like it's unfair. Welcome to the real world. It's never been a fair game when it comes to love and war. So the best thing to do for yourself is to learn how to prevent ever getting into that stage. And yes, there are things you can do. Only if you will stop calling the other gender evil. Only if you will stop completely demonizing the other gender on both sides, then maybe you can keep an open mind to some kind of solutions. But if all you want to do is call them evil in the name of holding accountable, you deserve all the woto you collect in that system. Because it's not built for you. You're a grown adult. It's for the children. And if the systems are archaic and they claim that it's the mother that will take care of the children, which I think personally that's the truth, But some people are saying, no, men can take care of children too. I think that's cap. But
stop the cap.
Right? But let's just agree that you are right. Maybe it's 2023. Men too can breastfeed. Let's just assume. Oh, it's not just breastfeeding. Pump it, right? Whatever claims you want to make. If you find yourself in that system, you go collect woto. It is what it is. And it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman. Some people claim it's completely skewed against the man. In a lot of ways, I agree with that. I still think it's a terrible excuse to give up on your own society and your community, particularly starting with your own family.
This abroad, they favor men. They favor no lie. When it comes to marital issue abroad, they favor women. That if it's the day when me and my woman go court, the day when they go finalize our deal.
He said they favor women. So women just wake up, they say, you know what, I don't mind going to the staircases of the court with my children to exchange. Is that really how it worked? Because Black Americans are saying, you know what, women are incentivized with the welfare to kick men out of the streets. Naija men, what do you want to say about this one? Naija men, that's your story too? You see, Black men, we have serious problems. Because all you have to look around you, you'll find enough excuses. That's all you have to do, right?
I don't forget. This one not be only African women, no, you both too. The first woman, why is the white woman? They tell the lawyer, him and the husband too, they go through divorce. They tell the lawyer, say, I want those 2 houses in downtown Chicago. I want the G-Wagon. They tell the lawyer the things what she wants from that marriage. The lawyer, they tell her, say, make you know what, you can go get everything. You understand? You know they favor men. You know because you get kids, you get children where you look after. So if you press charges against the woman go jail. You where they go hustle.
No. Are you admitting that you didn't fight? If she's in the courts, right, and she's already dragged you through the courts for whatever, for child support, for alimony, are you admitting that you just gave up without trying to fight? I'm just question, because he didn't really tell us any story. The only story he told us is he got kicked out in the street to freeze in the cold of Chicago. That's the only thing he told us. And what did I say?
Stop the cap.
Complete cap. Big time cap. American legal system now be your mate. No. Exactly, right? Where have you sourced your empirical evidence from? Don't bother Brother Ola with that. Empirical can no. I don't think that's a true assessment at all. I feel once our Naija women came here and their eyes clear, things look different. That's true. So can we talk about that part? Where they come here and they realize, like, you know what? I don't have to feel like I'm not a valuable part of this system. Whatever it is that we're creating together. Right? I don't. Like, I have some leverage. I don't have to. Or could it be she's watching too much TV shows? Maybe she was watching Housewives of Atlanta. And then she suddenly realized that, oh boy, I don't really love this guy. Make her kick her into the streets, Chicago. Is that really how it worked? Did we really take the time to assess what is going on? Or we're just speaking out of our feelings? Gentlemen, you can't afford to speak out of your feelings, to operate out of your feelings. When I ask you to acknowledge feelings and be emotionally intelligent, I'm not talking about you getting caught up in your feelings. Part of emotional intelligence is to learn that you have feelings and master your own emotions so you can keep them under control. Because if you get caught up in your emotions, you go collect woto. Especially in the American legal system, you collect. And you need to start with your wife. Why? Because again, everything is about how she feels around you. If Housewife of Atlanta is making her feel better than how she feels around you, you're cuffed. Ladies, if you want to take advantage of this family structure system and watch House of Atlanta, you will destroy your own family before your own eyes go clear. like Isabel just said, American system no be your mate. You might think it's not in your favor either, ladies. It's not. It's short term, yes, you feel all right because you won. You won whatever it is that you're winning. You want a house, last. The house you don't own, the house that comes with liability. Are you really doing the math? Of course not. But hey, let me talk to the gentlemen, okay? Because they're the one talking here right now, and I like to address the person that's talking. I don't like addressing who is not talking. If you're a lady, you're complaining to me, my job is to point out your leverage point, your power. If you're able to complain, you have power. Then you have more power than you realize. Either you're a man or a woman. All right, let's keep going.
Early morning, you don't come back for that. Who go take care of those children? But I bet you that it is. If not the other way around, the woman go press charges against you. The woman go press charges against you.
So the only thing is that he got kicked out. They're not in court of law yet. He just got kicked out for whatever reason. I don't know. Whatever reason. I think that reason matters. I think we need to know why. Bros. What happened? It's a story here for kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. Báwo ni argument yẹn ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ go. Okay. Kì í ṣe ṣe nǹkan kan. But ẹ sọ nǹkan tẹ́ ṣe fún wa. What did you do? Okay. Kí ló ṣe? Ẹ̀yin kọ́ lẹ ṣe nǹkan kan. Sorry, I'm not being sure. Kí ni àǹtí yẹn ṣe? Báwo náà ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹjọ́ yẹn? Kí ibo lẹjọ́ yẹn gangan ti bẹ̀rẹ̀? Because after all, you're the one that married this person. At what point did she become just evil? Okay. Oh, it's a series of events. Just share 3 with us. Just 3, baby. But of course they won't. In fact, kudos to this gentleman. At least they show their face. Many of them will never show their face. And they have more than enough reasons to not do that. They will never show their face. Right? Because they can't own with their full chest the narrative they are trying to paint. They can't. But you know, when you tell yourself lies long enough, you start to believe it. It becomes truth. That's why I laugh at people say, I'm just telling the truth. Really. I understand that you feel like you're telling the truth. I get it. Okay. That's what happens after you've been telling yourself lies for so long. Right? But you're the man of this household. Can we start from I failed? Whatever it is that I did wrong, I don't know yet. But I failed in keeping my household together. Because I hold myself responsible, accountable for whatever happens with my empire, my household. Because in the real world, that's exactly how it works. Not in the fantasy world, but in the real world, this is how it happens. Let's keep going.
Their mind, it be like rock. It be like rock. Once they don't begin to see that money, you don't enter their head. But however, I've had friends. I have friends who say their wife. Sometimes you would just say, why you don't marry this kind of wife?
You see? That's called the grass is greener on the other side syndrome. The grass is greener syndrome. Right? The grass is not greener. It's because somebody is watering it. Or it's fake. Shout out to Brother Kidola. He said, it's hard to deal with fake people. Exactly. That grass where you look on the other side, with green, it's probably fake synthetic grass. Or, at best, somebody is watering it. But what do? You take your eyes off of your own situation, right? Because all you can remember is the negative experience, right? And then you like, Ojukokoro no pe. It doesn't have any other name. And if this is a behavior of yours, you go collect. You know, when you have yours, when you edify it. I'm not asking you to edify the negative aspect of it. Everyone's wife and husband has a negative side and has a positive side. And it's your responsibility, it's your own wisdom to acquire, to learn how to edify the best part about your wife, your husband. And if you are having a hard time identifying what that best part is, boom, that's your problem. Because energy is neither created nor destroyed. Your energy is focused on everything she's doing wrong. So you do it over and over until the day you find yourself kicked out onto the street, on the street of Chicago. Ola, why are you always blaming men? Why are you always blaming men? Here's the problem. This is the first time in 45 minutes. This is the first time I will use the word blame. The words I used earlier are leadership, holding yourself accountable, holding yourself responsible as a leader, looking at your results and say, whatever reason, I don't know yet, but there's something I need to learn. There's something I need. I'm confused. When you're confused, it's time to learn something new. It's not an indictment. In fact, the flip side of it is direct indictment of yourself. When you say, you know what, I wasn't wrong. Nobody said you were wrong. Remember all along I kept saying you're right.
You're right.
Nobody said you were wrong. The issue here is that it's deeper than that. This issue, deep, lesenle, oni bongbonди. Right? Glamola, shout out to you. Good to see you. She said, let's learn the family law, do the work, have emotional intelligence, lead right. Yeah. Learn the law, you know. If you find yourself in the pot already, it's time to pick up a book and learn the law, right? And your lawyers will be the first. We highlighted two lawyers here yesterday. The lawyers will be the first to tell you, like, bro, I'm not your relationship counselor. There might be one or two you might need to calm down. You're all up in your emotions. Jesus Christ. The judge is a human being, will look at your face and judge you accordingly. The laws are not perfect in any land of human beings. Ever. Nigerian women take in time other culture against Nigeria men. If they live in another context, that's a reality that men need to understand. If you find yourself in the context, they say when you're in Rome, you do like Romans, right? Somebody said, oh, that's BS. Well, you can say that's BS when it comes to your personal life. When you involve another human being, that means also your children. You might have to pay a little bit extra attention. Maybe it's not as simple as me just barking at myself. Right? It's not that simple, right? But that's the reality, Brother Kidola. That's actually the reality. When you raise or breed your family in another land, you should have, this is unrealistic expectations at its best. You should have the expectations that there may be some things you should adjust. This is why everything with the destruction of the family traces back to these four things. Maybe we should pay attention. Like maybe I had unrealistic expectations that when I raise my kids in Colorado, they're going to behave like they were raised in Ayide Ogbese. That's unrealistic expectations. That destroys families. Literally. Right? Oh, let's see. Please change your mindset, because you will attract the type of negativity and heaviness I sense you feel towards Nigerian women. But Akilola is my brother. You know, I need his smoke, because this is how we're going to learn. I need him to keep bringing the smoke. Nigerian society are not really built for love. What do you mean by love? I'm going to ask the question a second time. I need to be able to know what you mean by love before we continue that conversation. Let's continue the video.
Right now, that the truth, I don't go lie for. If you go to Chicago, now single mothers will get now. Now Nigerian women be like Akapa. Women, where would they get those days? You know those days, would they call those?
Now Nigerian women be like, of course, he had to be offensive against the African American, right? Now Nigerian women be like African American, Abi, right? Why? Because they have a bunch of single mothers all over the place. Single mothers, one day, just like any Ojo. What do you call that thing? The eyes that fall out of the skies, right? When it's raining in Nigeria, when it gets very cold, sometimes, very once in a while, right? And then you see the eyes that falls, like you can hear this. It happens sometimes in Nigeria, believe it or not, right? Like, you know, single mothers just started falling out of the sky suddenly one day. I know what you're about to say. Some of you are so enlightened. You're woke. You don't call yourself woke, but you're woke. And you're like, you know what? Women are the gateway keepers of Kerewa. So they made the decision to have these babies. Tell me you're not a full-blown man by not telling me you're not a full-blown man. This is when did we start taking responsibility? Did we stop taking responsibilities for the babies we created? Since when, Niger man, when did we start doing that? That was not our culture. If you have babies, no matter how many, we just found out that some other extended part of my family, my own family, from my great-grandfather exists in Akure, and we just linked it together. Because the man never ran away from that household. He created another household entirely in Akure. Like miles away, right? From over 100 years ago. But he was there. Since when did we start saying, no, it's because she's the one that gateway keeper. You're now woke. When did you become woke? It's terrible talking point. Nigerian men, we don't talk like that. Come on. We don't, African men, we don't talk like that. We don't we don't give our problems away. We don't do that. We don't give our problems away to our women. All right, let's keep going.
Those blackie women, Akata, because they be single mama, single. Now Nigerian women now be Akata. They do IT job for that for America that freeze. When they go project, all the Nigerian girls who I know say they be married, all of them are single mothers. They be all of them.
So all the Nigerian girls don't enter inside.
So single mothers just fall out of the skies. They just randomly fall out of the skies. Oh, I know the next argument too. Oh, I know. I'm ahead of you, okay? They're sleeping with the same man over and over, the same Pookie. Nigerian men now have Pookie and Rere. What do we call Pookie and Rere in Nigeria? Do we have a name for it? Nigerian men are sleeping with the same 2-3 guys all the time. Is that the next argument point? Terrible.
All of them are single mothers than me. They don't leave their husband finish. As they make that money, go enter their brain. They will begin to disrespect their husband. A lot of them, a lot of them. Like the ratio, they're very, very high that the good women. I'm not gonna lie for you that the freeze. No could not paint any this thing. You know, they.
My brother, I understand everything. That the freeze, I agree with you. What I was trying to explain here is this: that nobody can cage you. You have your own freedom, 100%. That's what I'm trying to say. When you divorce your woman, you and your woman have problem. Nobody is going to intimidate you. You have your own freedom. You have everything to yourself. Like what I said, like I told you before that, yes, they will ask you to leave the house. I said it because if you have children with a woman, definitely they will ask you to leave. You go and rent your own house. They will now, if after they finalize everything, I'm going to start paying some money to just.
I guarantee you, this man that's talking is going to be attacked by other men that he doesn't know what he's talking about. I can't see the comment right now, but he was probably attacked by other men that he didn't know what he was talking about. There are two different types of truth in this situation. It is true that as a man, if you find yourself in family court and you lack emotional intelligence, you're going to self-destruct. It's just what it is. Because you're a human being, you will overreact. Okay? Because some things are just going to come off as unfair. Because remember, you're now competing with each other. This was supposed to be your wife, the mother of your children. Hey, but life happens. You're now competing with each other. So you're going to get caught up in your emotions. You will overreact. The judge, it's not the judge's job. It's not their job to determine if you're overreacting, if it's not fair. No. The job is to look at how you conduct yourself emotionally. And yes, they will use their discretion to destroy you. Just because you refuse to engage wisdom. So that's number one truth. The other truth is that a lot of men, they just give up before they start. Okay? They give up. They're like, oh, that's the mother. Let her take care of her children. Right? And then so they get caught off crazy completely. They get caught off completely off guard from a blind spot. They're like, wait, how much do I have to donate every month again? Like, yeah, you were never really interested in the court case. Somebody said earlier, I was watching another live stream. Somebody said, oh, but they never served the man. Listen, I told you already, there are probably 300,000 excuses you can give for being responsible for how your family fell apart. Even if she cheated on you She completely destroyed your heart and all of that, all 9 yard. Your best point of leverage is to assume responsibility for the next direction of your life. By pointing blaming fingers, by giving away your problems, you're giving her the keys to continue to destroy the rest of your life. Why? Because you're handing over the key to your emotions. That's the only thing that's driving this. That's it. Okay. That is why most of these Nigeria single women are very aggressive and bitter. Baba, you're repeating the same point. You didn't tell me what you mean by love. You didn't tell me until you. I'm not gonna highlight your comment again until you tell me what you mean by love. Thank you. Let's continue.
It depends on the area. It depends on the country where you live. You are going to be paying some money to the woman to take care of the. Like my brother.
It's called child support.
Child support. Thank you. Like my brother said, most women, at least most men that brought their wife from Nigeria, when the women came here, when they now saw what is happening here, because of that benefit, that government help single mothers. And they have that.
Government helps single mothers. Why does that sound so strange to a lot of black men around the world? Why is that such a surprising thing? Oh, because they're used to destroy our community. Let's slow down. Let's come back to your family. Tell us the full story with your family. Let's go back to individual level. What had happened was So what had happened was, let's go. Tell me what happened. You can't fix community if you can't hold your own household together. You can't. You're not capable. Right? Hold on one sec.
Little money, and they see that I have 2 to 3 children. Government will be giving money up to about 1,500, and maybe other things. With that,
so why does it sound strange to the black men all over the world, both Africa, America, and UK? Why does that sound strange that if you in addition to not being able to give 1,500 per month per child, I don't know if that's per month, whatever that is, if in addition to not being capable of doing that, you're not able to bring emotional stability into that household, why does it sound strange to you that your family will be taken away from you? It's a question. Why is that such a strange ideology? After all, we are the one that do math. 1 + 1 = 2. Why is that such a strange that eventually that's going to happen? I'm just asking. Maybe you have answers.
That enter their brains on women. You see that they start worrying their husbands. But we still have some good men. We have some good women. We have some bad women. It's just vice versa. So that because when that man that came first said that you will be caged, you will be this. No, nobody will cage you. That's why I said that.
Nobody will cage you. He's right. Unless you owe a bunch of child support. Yes, you can go to jail for owing child support. Yes, and yes. Welcome to the real world. You want to enjoy the Western world? That's what comes with it. If you don't like it, you can move back. I promise you can even say, hey, I don't have papers. They will put you on a free flight right back to Nigeria. Okay. Hey, Just J. Good to see you, Just J. She said, ciao. Is that how you say it? Ciao. Right? No different than any other beta man. I just left a live because motherfuckers complaining because they sorry and pathetic AF. I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's just a bad look for a bunch of men to be complaining online. And yes, optics is everything. Come on, we talk about power dynamics here as well. Optics is everything, Andrew Tate. Okay? It's everything. Nigerian woman. I beg, brother. It's a bad look. There's no other way to tell me that you're powerless. You're a victim than to tell me with your own mouth that you're a victim. Are you wrong? No.
Oh, you're right.
But tell me how you're gonna play a victim in a world that's an active marketplace where everyone is trying to win, destroy you if you stand in their path. Tell me why it became unfair that you will become another doormat for the system. Tell me how you plan to win if you're using your mouth to come on the scene public and tell me that you're a victim. Tell me how that's going to happen.
Need them and do it yourself.
How, Sway?
How's that gonna happen? I don't understand. What do you want? Okay, Ola, you are being harsh. Have empathy for men. Okay, I hear you. Okay, I hear you. I understand. Okay, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Let's take it slowly. What I'm trying to tell you is that there's a part where you want to advocate for men. Okay. There are ways to do it. If you do that outside of the context of understanding how power works, you go collect. Okay? And yes, the systems, your enemies will use some of the closest instruments to you, your children, your wife, your family, to destroy you if you're a weak link. Do you understand that much, at least? So, Ola, what are you suggesting? What are you suggesting if the system doesn't work? The first thing I suggest is make sure you don't end up in divorce court. If you find yourself end up in divorce court, you need to engage emotional intelligence, because with that, you can win the heart of the judge. Okay? Yes, you can. Okay? With that also, you will engage the level of wisdom you need to understand what's a realistic fight for you to have and what's not a realistic fight. With emotional intelligence, you can think 10 years ahead of time and not be caught up in your emotions in this moment in time, and not be caught up in why some things are just not fair, and not be caught up in why women don't marry for love when you can't really define what love is. Because Brother Kidola, I still they ask you, tell me what love is to you. I don't get them yet. Obianuju, good to see you. In the UK, the benefits money that the government gives to the woman is the man's problem, because they want to collect the money from the women. When they can't, then the woman is disrespectful. Okay. And it's not done by sugarcoating BS. No, it's not the same thing. It's just understanding power dynamics. Understanding that it's not by being right, because you're already right. Like the judge assumes you're right, because you're speaking your experience, right? So they're not going to argue with you if you're right or wrong. That's a waste of time, right? Hey, M. Mills, good to see you. Good to see you.
There's justice. There is fairness. Nobody will intimidate you. You must still have your own freedom. Do everything you need to do, and you must take care of your kids. Even in Nigeria, if we like in other way around in Nigeria, when you build a house or you rent a house or you bought a house for a woman, some people will just throw the wife out, throw the children out. They will not take care of the kids. The kids will start suffering at the end of the day. But it doesn't happen like that here in abroad. You must have, there must be fairness. That's what I'm just trying to preach. There must be fairness. Nobody will cage you. Nobody will intimidate you.
Unless there's a child support on your name and they can't find you. If you get picked up, you're going to jail. If you want to call that being caged, then it is what it is. Again, you live in a society, in a Western society, there are rules. There is rules of law. And it is what it is. Like, what do you want me to tell you, right? If it's equal for the rest of us, guess what? That's fair, right? Oh, but it's not equal between men and women. You want to become woman? You see, you don't want to hear that part, right? Exactly. Because then it becomes all like shaming men. No, but you want to compete with women. I don't know what you want me to tell you. No, we just want it to be fair. It will never be fair. It doesn't exist. Whatever it is that you're defining as fair does not exist. And those are the cards you're dealt. And you have to learn how to play the game inside of that. You can just move back to Africa. That's not fair, Ola. I know I agree with you. You're right. It's not fair, right?
Well, you're right.
Oh Lord. Yes, fact. I have to, this is me doing this for men. I'm actually trying to help men. That's what this is about. Because you're not gonna win that game of getting caught up in your emotions. The system is not set up like that. Your system that you set up is not set up like that. Oh, I forgot, you didn't set it up. Okay, let's go back to where we set it up. Let's see how far we can go with that. If you're not able to go back, then it's part of manhood to say, hey, what's the other things that I enjoy in a Western society? Let's enjoy that and let's make the best out of the ones that is not fair. All three of these men was tossed out in the cold. Just say you're not being. Oh, this is Tiffany. Waiting kind victimization be this rubbish. You want to hear the side of the women? I beg. That would be nice to hear. If you have a story to share, let me know. I'll drop the link.
If you want to go and marry another woman, you are free. After the court have settled everything. If you want to remain single, you are free. That's it.
Okay. Now, if you say they pay me pass for that child support, I don't say. Story. When you all right, I think that child support they give on that girl. The woman don't take that child support, they even take care of those children.
Wait. It's more shaming coming. See, back in the days, women will use shaming language when a man falls below the standard, right? Now we have men using sign language, right? The women don't take the money, the child support. They don't take the money to take care of the child. What do they do with it? Brother, I know where you're going. Tell us.
So go they give her a small boyfriend.
They give it to boyfriend. Why are you so predictable? It's no wonder why she didn't want to fuck you anymore. You're predictable, okay? You're predictable. We know what you're about to say next. There's no surprise, no mystery effect whatsoever. Black man, we gotta do better. Come on. Why are you so predictable? She takes the money and give it to the boyfriend. Really? That's how that works? All are you saying that doesn't happen? You see how you just interpreted me too? That was also predictable. Of course that happens. Is that majority of the situation? What about the children? See, the court system, they don't manufacture children to just plant child support on you. That's not how it works. There are actual children involved. Right? Let's keep going.
Outside. That's what they say at the place. His audio, that's why I had to remove people the other time. His audio is somehow. Hold on. My dear just joined us. What is your take?
Yes. So see, what I see here is many men carry the patriarchal, mentality abroad. In Nigeria, we kind of like do a lot of things without paying attention to the rule of law. Men kind of like, are the kings. They kind of like behave however they want to be, however they want to act. But here abroad, you have to make sure that you are supportive. You can't just, carry that same mentality from home and you come abroad. And I think that's where a lot of, Nigerian men have issues, is that they carry that same mentality of the man is the king abroad. And it destroys a lot of relationships. So
this guy is correct, but I wouldn't go so fast. Okay? The people you're communicating, see what's in your, look at the person on the screen right next to him. What happened the moment he started saying that? What happened? Anyone want to tell me? Before I get into that, let me see. Brother Kitola says, look at Romeo and Juliet. That is real love. No, uncle, no. That's Hollywood, uncle. That is not reality. That was a movie that lasted the most 4 hours. And I guarantee you it wasn't up to 4 hours. I have never seen Romeo and Juliet. I think I read some of the books, some of the stuff in the book. But no, brother, these are the issues. That is not love, brother. Okay. That is not love. That's fairy tale. That's why they are inside books. Okay. That's why they are inside books. Somebody said, Bakilo is asking for the link. Yeah, just give me, let me finish the story. I'll drop the link, okay? TV said, Barakidola, you are comparing apples to orange. Stop it now. Uncle, lay you down. I'd rather stay single. I don't want to hear this shit all day. Well, there's no woman here that should ever be with a man complaining like this. Ever. Okay? Don't let him deceive you into. Let me tell you something. It's not trying to save the community. He can't. He's not capable of saving the community. Okay? He's going to repeat. He went through something and he's not healed. And he will repeat the same story, his life story. Okay? There are many men, as you are hearing one of them on the screen right now. The only thing is that I wouldn't be engaged. Unless I'm doing a show like this, I wouldn't engage anybody that's arguing that it's all black women's fault. I just don't. Because it's a lost cause. Okay? Until they pay real life money. Minimum $1,000. Yes, even if it's Niger. To learn how this shit works. They can't hear you. They've made up their mind. So if you want, put yourself in that and say, I'm a woman who understands. You go collect. I'm just letting you know there are more than enough men. One of them is on the screen right now. They don't have to know everything, but they have to be able to have some foresight and say, you know what? I know where these guys are coming from. They brought the patriarchal mindset into the Western world. It just doesn't work. Why shouldn't it work? Because you're a man, you're supposed to know that context matters.
Here, you don't have, access to, say, the cheap labor that you have in Nigeria, for example. So you have to be supportive. Your wife cleans the dishes, you sweep the floor. You can't.
This man too go collect. It's not just the shores. The shores are the least. We have a lot of our forefathers. Okay, our parents who helped in the kitchen. Okay, but it's not that. It's not that. It's not that. If you don't know how to make a woman feel safe and secure, you can wash all the pata and plate you want. You go still collect. In fact, you washing plates could be particularly what makes that particular woman feel unsafe. It's not anything surface, but he's better than the rest of them because at least he's thinking ahead, right?
Just decide to just step out and, without any boundaries. In Nigeria, you could go out and not come back home till, very early in the morning. Nobody questions you. But here it's totally different, right? So you have to pay attention to your family. It's unfortunate that all the men are complaining, oh, I'm going through divorce, this and this are happening. Women are, insensitive. But even men themselves have, a role to play. They have to change, something has to change in their thought process once they move abroad, right? I mean, my wife.
Every man must understand this. Context matters. If you change the environmental factors, the temperature, the laws, the type of society, the times, something must adjust. Who did this to us? Black men. Something has to adjust if society is evolving or devolving. Your choice, whatever you want to call it. Something has to give, right? Jesus Christ.
I live in Canada and I went back home to get married to my wife. And we're living peacefully here because I made sure that I kind of embraced the way of life over here. And, it's paid off. So I think they should.
First of all, let me give it up to this brother because, listen, I needed to add that it's not just washing pata and plates that will help you. It's not. It has nothing to do with that most of the times. Okay, it's basically emotional control that's killing a bunch of men. Okay, but let me give it up to him, ladies. I want you to know that men like this still exist. They're just usually not on YouTube. Okay, they're not inside somebody's. They're usually not inside somebody's echo chamber where they're beating women up with words. Okay, they do exist. They're either off the market with somebody or you're not paying attention to them. I just want you to be aware of that, okay? Or you're in the wrong circles, okay? But they do exist, just so you know, okay?
Be a shift in the thought process of men, and maybe things would definitely change in the right direction for sure.
All right, we've got another gentleman here. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got another gentleman here. Emmanuel, your take.
Yes. Good morning, Daddy Freeze.
Good morning, Emmanuel.
I joined from Australia.
Woo!
These are.
Let me see. Glamola says, Ola, come carry your brothers from here. No, we need them. We need them here. Is Olive a brother? He says, many times the woman spends more on the children than the money she gets from child support taken from her experience. It sounds like a woman, but it could be one of my enlightened brothers too. You never know, you know. But that's a fact. Children are expensive, not just financially. What about just the responsibility for that child, right? Oh, but they don't look after the children. These children are end up, well, thanks to you. Thanks to you. For whatever reason, maybe not necessarily your fault, you're not in the home. Okay? So, what do you want me to tell you? Bill Cosby?
Yeah. So this last brother that just left, I totally agree with what he said. You know, the men should understand that, you know, be living abroad, you know, the system is a little bit different. They need to pay closer attention to their families. But the truth is, a lot of men actually do that, and they still go through so much. Personally, my own boyfriend and girlfriend matter. So my own no reach, you know, all these guys that got kicked out and all of those things. But I know, when I came here, within the first year or so, when I came here, get one girlfriend, wife in get
my wife, and we're living peace.
And that, you know, be living abroad, you know, the system is a little bit different. They need to pay closer attention to their.
The system is different. You need to pay closer attention. Hit that like button, I beg. Hit that like button if you're just coming in. Hit that like button. Thank you. I appreciate you for being here. The system is a little bit different. You should pay attention to that. See, energy is neither created nor destroyed. The more energy you put on how evil some women are, the more energy you're taking away from the attention you should be paying to the different contexts you find yourself. No, it's not common sense. I'm sorry, ladies. We have to tell some men this. I found it's not common sense. Common sense says women should just behave like we used to in Nigeria. Blinking. Right? That's what common sense tells a lot of people. Right? It's not common sense. Okay?
Families, but the truth is, a lot of men actually do that, and they still go through so much. Personally, my own boyfriend and girlfriend matter. So my own no reach, you know, all these guys that got kicked out and all of those things. But I know, when I came here, within the first year or so, when I came here, get one girlfriend, wife in get. You understand? The girl, any small quarrel like this where we get, like just small quarrel you get, maybe say, maybe we verse, hang up phone, you know, and then the next day, by the time I check back the next day, the girl don't already go sleep with another person. You get.
All right, so this one came in. This one came in to say, you know what, I agree with the other brother, right? But then he's about to tell us a story. Okay, ladies, you need to answer to this. He's about to tell us a story of how his girlfriend, just because they disagreed, they hung up the phone, the girl don't sleep with somebody else. Huh? Black men, who did this to us? JC. Does this happen? Yes, it does happen. Can you please tell us the rest of the story, brotherly? Okay, I know it's not your fault that she slept with somebody else, but will you be willing? Can you do us the honor of sharing the rest of the story with us? How did you find out she slept with somebody else, right? Did she come and like volunteered the information? What happened exactly? Let's see if he tells us, right?
And there was not much
Don't go.
I could do at
She
the
don't
time.
go bench another person on top.
She don't go, I tell you.
She don't go bench somebody else.
Just small fight. What we say? The first time when they
small fight, last one. Now, this is part of emotional intelligence. If small fight will make this girl go and sleep with somebody else, obviously it wasn't small fight. It could be small fight. She has other issues, right? She has that's just the small fight at the tip of the iceberg, right, gentlemen, right? There's other issues. It's not necessarily yours, right? It's not necessarily your fault, but obviously there's more to it than you can see, right? But for you to just gather all black women together and say, these women are just terrible today. Oh boy, now your problem with that too. That one, now your problem, oh. There's no normal human being you tell that story to, they're not going to say, tell us. Unless they have the same issue, they can relate. Okay? Unless you're in the echo chamber of a bunch of lame men repeating the same talking points to themselves. I'm just telling you, okay? You go repeat, because you refuse to engage the lesson in that, you go repeat that same story again. Just in a little bit of the twisted different way, here and there. But that same story go come back, because now the same person you be. You are the shadow of yourself. It's like running away from your shadow. Could it work? It can't work.
We had a fight for like 7 days. So after the reconciliation, I come notice
you reconcile with somebody that slept with somebody else, a girlfriend. Okay, that's possible. But let's see what else happened. George just said, Ola, I have to learn to not engage such people online as well. They are mental. Listen, you're not capable of. Listen, you have to pay me for me to engage you. I'm sorry. All right, you have to pay me. All right, as content creator, right? I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't engage a real purpose behind that. I'm sorry. I'm sure there is, maybe for other people, but not for me.
Within that 7 days, you don't already go sleep with person. But I sort of understood, like I just sort of understood, because okay, maybe we fought for 7 days. Maybe she thought that we're not going to get back again. You get.
That just wasn't your girlfriend. That's all.
But then it went on. Small quarrel like this, just very, very small quarrel. You hang up.
What is a small quarrel? Can somebody help me define what is a small quarrel? Like a small disagreement? Like we disagree, we hang up on each other, right? I guess. Let me not act all disingenuous. I know that exists, okay? But the point I'm trying to make here is that there are other issues, okay? It could just be her low self-esteem. She couldn't wait to smash that person anyway. If you're a man enough, you're able to look at that truth and say, yeah, it is what it is. Exercise your own options out there. After all, not just girlfriend, Abby. But I bet not, because you're busy digging through the phones. How did you find out that she slept with somebody else? Was that even a confirmed fact? There are more than enough men that will run around the internet that she slept with somebody else. It's just a suspicion. It's just they never trusted this person. But let's assume that it's true. What is stopping you from moving forward, exercising your own option, as opposed to tell all of 900 people that were watching Daddy Freeze last night with your full face, full chest? Oh God, you're not ready for this. Hey, Jesus over here.
Phone or something. By the next day, when we go begin talk, everything will come back together. If you investigate, check her phones and all those things. She already booked an appointment, with because guys, too much.
Zakiang Gandu says, if you are in Europe, just worship and adore your wife after God. I just don't want you. That is false. If you worship and adore your wife after God, you go collect woto. I'm warning you now, okay? You will collect. Because you don't get it. If you're a man especially. If you're a woman that said this, hey, shout out to you. Thanks for the advocacy. Hey, you don't have to learn this stuff anyway. Okay. Actually, you do. Okay. If you can't respect that man, you can't love him. There's no way you can love him. If he's lying flat on the floor for you to walk over him like a doormat, you can't love him. Both of you will collect woto. Will it work? That's not what we're talking about here. And thank you for saying this, because I feel like I haven't addressed this. The point of this is not to worship your woman. Are you kidding me? That's not the point of this. These conversations here on Men of Prestige is not that simple. No, it's nowhere simple like that. So just worship. She can't feel safe around you. She can't feel secured by a man that's just a doormat. That has nothing to do with the conversation. Just like washing pants and plates has nothing to do with the conversation. This conversation has everything to do with open-mindedness. Keep an open mind. You're confused. If you're confused, there's something else new you need to learn, especially if you find yourself in a system that you clearly don't understand. We call it the Western world. The only part about it you understand is money. And you forget that money actually follows the emotions too. This is about emotional intelligence, not about 1 + 1 must equals to 2. Since the court system is in their favor, just lie down so she can walk all over you. That's not what we talk about here. Are you kidding me? That's not being a man. Jesus Christ. We have a long way to go, I see. If you worship your wife right after God, you go collect woto. You will suffer, okay? She won't know why all of you are suffering. It just can't work. It does. Most women cannot operate in that space. That's not what we're talking about. Let's keep going.
Especially in Australia, here, give it to that notice. The population of guy to girl, they almost at 50-50. You get. Now in Nigeria, there is a
Tiffany, this is wrong. This is just wrong. You know, I never tell anybody they're wrong, but this is wrong right here. Not easy now. Jesus Christ.
lot more women. You get. A guy can afford to, have 3-4 girlfriends, play on all of them. They don't even know themselves. But here it's not the girls, not them. They are basically, even people who get disability safe, they define boyfriend for here. Especially in Australia. People who get disability, where their head no correct, they see, they see boyfriend. But why on the guy's side, he had. You get, but me and the girl, we later, we come the, we manage, I manage, but he reached level way, because he didn't make me manage. Now onto that paper level as well, you get. But in the long run, I just tell myself, say, my dear, there's still no opportunity come up from Nigeria, you get. I don't feel they here, they go through all this kind of emotional abuse. As in better emotional abuse. I had to back out. And then one of my best friends had an even worse issue. He carrying a white girlfriend. He carrying girl going friend house. There was a public holiday, so they don't work. So they just went over there to chill. Later in the, so I think they went out, they drank, they came back to the friend house.
This guy is, and there's another victim Olympics here. Jesus Christ. Oh Lord. All right. The only thing we're getting out of this guy is that his girl cheated on him. Okay. I'm sorry. That's terrible. That has to feel terrible. I can't take that away, right? But I can't take away from the fact that you will still be required to be a man. Okay? And he's alluding to the fact that it's hard for men to find girlfriends. Really? Or it's hard for you to find a girlfriend? Which one? Because I'm still confused here.
Later in the night, they thought that the guy, that my friend, they thought that he was too drunk, that he's passed out. So, but said the guy, he's still conscious again. And then he woke up to find a girl giving his friend.
Hey,
and guess what? he still forgive am for the relationship because you don't get choice. You don't get choice.
You do have choice. That's why you're suffering. If she doesn't feel like you have a core to make a decision to walk away, she will, like any other human being, she will continue the same behavior. People don't change their behavior unless they are gravitating away from pain or towards pleasure or relief. If you're going to stay there and collect emotional abuse, there's no signal to tell her that that's wrong. Oh, she should just know that she's wrong. Well, that particular person you're dealing with does not know that. And you do have options. Oh, maybe you don't. Well, that's the part we need to address. Why is it that you don't have options? It's not because you're in Australia, brotherly. No. That's a terrible excuse. Okay? It's because it's something about you. Maybe you're short, fat, and ugly. I know it's harsh. But if you're short, fat, and ugly, there are other areas of life where you can compensate. Especially if you're a man, you have that privilege. Women actually don't have that kind of privilege. If you're short, fat, and ugly, go and watch 90 Days Fiancé. There's a guy right there, right now, short, fat, and somehow that's women are all over him. Ola, but that's a one-off. That's anecdotal. Okay, I hear you. You're right.
He still forgive him. And until they call him and let him and the girl come later because he can't notice it as they continue for relationship, the girls still they follow.
If you're not going to, gentlemen, if you're not going to forgive somebody and forget, as in deliberately forget, not extracting it from your memory, as in deliberately choose to not bring it up again, walk away. If somebody is speaking for you and say, "I still forgive," that's self-abuse. And by the way, you're gonna turn around and abuse the other person too.
Go back here, they go see that other guy. He gets after a long run, the guy says tired to do the matter. He just saying that if not to send or come back, no wahala, because he don't feel go through that kind, emotional abuse. So yeah, the truth is,
this is one thing I can agree with Brother Kidola. Men are hurt. I can agree with this. The issue comes when men are not willing to admit it. Okay? When men are not willing to say, you know what? I'm hurt. I need to talk to someone so I can heal. Because I'm going to create worse experiences if I don't address this at the personal level. The more I generalize all of the other gender, or a whole country, or a whole group of people, or a whole culture of people, the more I'm going to self-destruct. Men are not willing to admit this at that level. I can agree with you on this, Brother Kidola. Men are hurt. Right? And when people are hurt and they don't heal, what happens? Especially if they're leader of society. They create hurt women. They create hurt children. They create a hurt society. Yeah. That's where we are right now. That's pretty much where we are right now.
Hey!
Yeah, so the girls here, my dear, it hard. Especially for here. For some, I think it's very, very different in the US and in the UK, but here in Australia,
it's not that different. The Black American men will tell you we're having the same experience, okay? And I keep telling them, they think it's better in Africa. Just Jay can testify to this. They think it's better in Africa. I said, nah, bro, it's not. Okay, black men, just men in general. Honestly, there are white men doing this too, by the way. But my own concern is black men are complaining everywhere. They're soft. That's what's going on. They're soft than the context they find themselves in. Okay, they think the strength that they had in 1960 is all they need for today, and it's simply not evident by the by the complaints, right? So you got to step something up. Something has to step up. Something has to give, and it's not going to be quote unquote, excuse me while I use this, what you might consider your subordinates, like your children or your wives. It's not. It's something has to give. It's not going to be them. Because when you suffer, they end up suffering too. Because the function of society is a function of the men in it. Right? So Tiffany says, watch Daddy Freeze upturn the entire Bible to find fault and blame women. Listen, yeah, when Daddy Freeze opens the Bible, I disconnect, you know. I enjoy everything else he does from an entertainment standpoint. But the Bible stuff, nah, you know, my range no reach. My range no reach. And I think he has some valid stuff. I've heard some things, you know, especially as compared to what these other secular pastors that we have today are doing. But I just think a lot of those things are not relevant, man, to this world.
For some reason, the population of guys to girls, I don't know, that maybe because Australia don't fight too much for the World War II, I don't know. But the ratio you get, so many guys to find girl here is not a problem. So anyone where you manage fine like this, you could just hold and tight. Even when they will misbehave, you could just, you know, we just hold and tight. So yeah, now my own story with that, and
thank you very much. What's your name again?
Yeah.
Emmanuel, God bless you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
God bless you. Thank you very much, Daddy Freeze. Thank you.
Really, I'll be like hope for that side.
Is it?
I say be like say hope did Australia.
No, the country fine, scattered. The country. A lot of Nigerians don't know much about Australia, mostly because it is very, very far. If you enter flight, they come here. If you arrive here in 2 days, let me say you come quick. You get it. They very, very far.
And because teacher they hard to get, not be now say.
And then also these are they very, very hard to get. Yeah,
but, you know, it's the exchange between Just J and Brother Kidola for me. I can't. He said the fat man. Which one was the fat man? The fat man. Let me say. I'm trying to remember who that was. I don't know. But anyway, let's keep going.
You manage enter. You know, get problem again. You know, get problem.
I think the whole Africa, they get embassy only for South Africa.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the embassy there, South Africa. So if you apply from Nigeria, you go apply to Pretoria, South Africa. Yeah, so everything.
All right. So Barakidola said, breakfast is the thing for Nigerian men in USA. So Just J, in case you don't know what breakfast is, can somebody explain what breakfast is for Just J? And my other American friends, I think M. Mills is also an American, and many of them are listening behind the scenes. Can somebody break down what breakfast is for them in this, so it can be textual and can make better sense? Because I probably will butcher what breakfast is too. Can somebody do that for me real quick? This guy is still talking about Australia. We don't care. I'm fasting forward a little bit, right? Let's see. Okay. Okay. All right, good.
I won't migrate 20 times. I will still choose this place. Yeah.
All righty, man. Thank you.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, them.
Guys, good evening.
Good evening. Make I hear your
Yes, good evening. Please, the truth about this thing is that everything over here is 50-50.
That's another way that men are failing. Everything is not 50-50. That's not the reality. Okay? Oh my God, this is a perfect time to play Michelle Obama for the black man. There's no such thing as 50-50, doesn't exist. If you're paying 50-50 financially, it's still not 50-50. Okay? Because that's tampering with something else. That's probably 100-0. All right? It's never 50-50. And it's not 100-100 either. That's stupid. 100-100 and 50-50 is the same thing. Have you ever done math before? 100-100 at 50-50 at 2-2 at 3-3 at 1-1 is the same thing. Okay? It's never 50-50. It's never equal when we're talking about romantic relationships. And particularly, that's the best way to destroy your romantic relationship and your family, to be playing that 50-50 game or 100-100. Okay? I see people throw that around like they said something profound and something wise. Oh, it should be 100-100. What do you mean? Like being 100 of yourself. Are you ever 100 of yourself? What kind of unrealistic expectation is that on yourself? What kind of weight are you putting on yourself? Either as a man or a woman. You're never 100. You can be in the pursuit of 100, trying to better yourself every day. The whole point of trying to better yourself every day is that you're never 100. So there's always room for improvement. So it's unrealistic to even say that word 100. That's in one aspect. On the other aspect, in terms of math, 50-50 and 101 is the same thing. Who did this to us? Is this talking point, Sha? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. The only thing you can do is try to be a better person than yesterday's. That's all you can do. When you say 100, instantly you put an unrealistic expectation on the other person that they probably can't fit into, that they probably can't catch up to. Because what happens the moment they're a little weak or they're falling short a little bit, like, but we're supposed to be 100, right? You know what I'm saying? Right? And then you end up poto, you create worse experience than what you're already having. As opposed to maybe this is the time I can carry my partner. I can fill in the gaps a little bit for my partner. Now, how can I help? How can I help? How can I help my partner create a better experience? Stay in that zone 100% of the time. Why? Why should you do that? Right? I know somebody is saying, how, Sway? How?
Be dumb and do it yourself. How, Sway?
I know. Some of you are saying that right now. Right? I say, how can I help? Just stay in that zone. Try it. Before you do Houseway, just try it. See if it works. Don't just try it one moment. Try it for the next 3 months. Just stay in that zone. Right? Unless something is physically threatening to you. Okay? If something is physically threatening to you or is starting to feel like it's physically threatening, please don't do what I said. Okay? Call the 800 number, Google it, and call the 800 number. But if what we're talking about, the emotional blackmail that you've been doing to each other, let's start from, how can I help create a better experience for my partner? Just try for 3 months, see if it works. Don't try for 2 or 3 days and come and say, oh, that shit didn't work. Because at that point, I'm like, you're a lost cause. I can't help you. No one can save you. Unless you lose money, unless you collect woto inside of family courts. Brakidola says, Ola, please support men. This whole platform is about supporting men. Anything else is destroying men, particularly destroying men. Anything that's spoon-feeding men and making them softer is destroying them, because no one is going to come and save men. Literally, nothing's going to save men except men. Okay?
You get me? It's all the bad character be applicable to both genders, not only for women necessarily. The men are not helping. We, the men, we are not helping issues. You understand? But sometimes I realize one thing, say the opportunity we Africans get for abroad to work, more especially the women. If this very opportunity there for Nigeria, I don't think 10% of the population for Nigeria will marry because of what? Monetary issue. Fritz, if they give...
Why is he calling Daddy Freeze Fritz? Is it me or this man is calling Daddy Freeze Fritz? What is going on here? Jesus Christ. Igbo people, now people with this, right? Somebody's going to be like, Ola, you're calling for Igbo again. I'm sorry, I think this brother is actually Yoruba. But let's keep going.
Give this very opportunity where women get for America to work and make money. If this same opportunity will be in Nigeria, I'm not sure if the 10% of the population go fit stay for marital house, because Nigerian relationship has always been money, nothing else. It's either Peter is taking advantage of Nene because of money, or Nene they take.
So what is this man's theory? His theory is that if women in Nigeria are given the opportunity to work like women in America and make money, that they won't stay in marriage. No, let me rephrase this sentence for him. Okay? First of all, he's right. But let me help him.
You're right.
If women in Nigeria are given the opportunity to work and marry men like him, they will not stay in marriage. That's what he's trying to say. Okay? He can't speak for the rest of us. He can't. Because all my personal friends have professional women and they are in good marriages. Majority of them, I'm not gonna cap. I have 1 or 2 friends that are divorced. Same damn reasons. They just can't find themselves calming down. So when the eyes calm down, you go see the nose. That's same reasons. Pride, unrealistic expectations on one or either part. That's what it comes down to. That's what he's trying to say. He's trying to say, if women in Nigeria have opportunity to work and marry a man like me, they will not stay married. Because why? It's because I no go fit find my level as a man.
Advantage for Peter because of money. And you know, for US here, if you never get paper, both men, both women, you just they like slave. Anybody go talk to you anyhow. Anybody they ready to take advantage of you. So I began this experience.
This guy is in America and it looks like NEPA was taking light, and I was like, why is this light going off on him? Is NEPA taking his light in America? Which one be this one? Hey, just so like. But at least he has internet that's strong, so we can believe him. Let's continue.
When I be there, Baltimore, Maryland, they introduced me. Now my fellow Igbo girl herself, she get 2 kids. We then I mean they dress the pikin, do everything, send them, go drop them for school, do everything. School be there around the neighborhood. So I come there one night, she tell me, say we go out, we go lounge. Say our friend get birthday.
Okay.
We don't come out to go lounge. Reach for the lounge. Go see one guy, they give a hug. In the process of giving her hug, they press him nyash because she began nyash.
Calm down. No, they use those kind of words. Just
wait, we can't use the word nyash on YouTube. I think we can, right? Or okay, let me calm down. My elders. All right, let's keep going.
Okay. So along the line, her friend will get the birthday. They tell her for Igbo language, say, your fiance there, this thing happen way 2 days before we go this lounge. You don't go do marriage registration.
So his girl showed up to some lounge and somebody was pressing nyash. You know, look at how I did my hand. Somebody was pressing nyash, the girlfriend's nyash, right? Nyash means butt for Just J and M Mills and everyone else. Nyash. Somebody spell nyash in the chat.
Let me. They make arrangements for things to work out. So when this incident happened, not just a leeway to restroom. Her friend they tell her for Igbo language, say your fiance there for club here. Person they touch you like this. She don't know say me are there behind. Waiting come out for her mouth where she reply for Igbo. Say make you leave the mugu. Now me they give her paper. She no get voice. You get me? I pretend like I know.
So we had this conversation before here. That if your woman is filing paperwork for you to stay in the country, they're filing for you to get your green card, your citizenship to stay. Yes, that's going to tamper with your required level of security in yourself. Okay, you have to be very secure in yourself as a man, because even if she didn't mean any harm, right? Even if she didn't mean any harm, you might interpret a little pushback as she's disrespectful, because that's just the space where you are mentally. Can she mean harm? Most likely she doesn't mean any harm. Can she be frustrated at times that, nothing is happening and stuff like that, and she just can't respect you at the level she would like you? Yes, that's possible too. If she's filing paperwork for you, right? Gentlemen, why don't you set your eyes on your prize, right? And then find all the things you like about her. If you like anything about her at all, right? And pay more attention to those things and edify those things. Because I tell you, if you focus on the negative, Ola, you saying it's okay for them to press nyash? I didn't say that though. I didn't say it's okay for somebody to be pressing her nyash. You can also step up like a man and say, hey, whoa, right? I bet you she will cough your brains out that night for stepping up. But what do? You stand behind, right? And then you say, these women are disrespectful. Let's see what, I don't know if it's his story or somebody else's story. Let's see what they did.
Hear the statement. You can be person when if I want to take decision, I know Sabi for talk.
So he held in the resentment, right? No neck head. Yes, I think it's no neck head. That's the name of the guy on 90 Days Fiancé, right? Yeah, that's the person I'm talking about, right?
I start the talk. If I start to bring up topic, it therefore means that I need a solution. But if I keep adamant, just know that I've made up my mind what to do. I pretend like I know you here. I just go for restroom, come back with drink, enjoy for club, go back, knock, finish, come out, they go work. I go drop kit for school. I send and text, I get emergency, I they go use thing. She say, really? I say yes. She say, be okay. I say yes, that's fine. As I enter Texas, after 10 days, she knows you hear me, nothing, they send me message. Now I will repeat, I just send them that message where she tell that her friend for Igbo. I write them for English for text message. Say, this is the result.
So she never, don't think it's light again. Hey, Cynthia, good to see you, Cynthia. Cynthia, do you miss Auntie B? Everyone else, do you miss Auntie B? I'm sure you guys do, right? Let the auntie rest a little bit. Let's see.
Turn you to Mugun.
Hey. Yeah, Fritz.
Shola, how are you, my brother? No, hear your
That
matter.
Fritz. Shay, I've been your fan for like 100 years now. I'm not a Christian, I'm not a Muslim, but I
Fritz, my phone there.
Can you guys hear me?
Let's fast forward a little bit.
Suit your lifestyle.
Wait, this brother with green, I remember stumbling into it at this point yesterday. He has some interesting things to say.
Yeah, it's been a privilege. I'll mostly tell you based on my experience here in abroad. Most men are meant to be blamed for what is happening to them because marriage is all about lifestyle.
So he said most men are meant to be blamed for what is happening to them. I think what he's trying to say is that most men will be blamed for what is happening to them. Ah, Jesus Christ. This is true for every society of human beings. Okay? You will be held accountable in real time as a man. Okay? Women are held accountable too, but sometimes there are lagging effects in between because obviously men will protect women and children because of their children. Right? It's not because you're not that nice. It's because of the family structure. It's because you get something from the sense of significance that comes from with keeping your family together. The same reason why everyone is crying, we need the family structure. It makes you feel like a man. It's not just because you're that nice, okay? I know we would like to claim that we'll just be good men. Nah, stop the cap, okay? But let's keep going. That's what he's trying to say. He's trying to say men are blamed for, I don't think men are blamed. I think they're held accountable, okay? Blame and holding people accountable are two different things. Particularly when it comes to men, because I know somebody's going to quote me and say, but you don't want to blame, whatever, man. Let's talk about men, okay? Okay, men or women are not equal.
You need to marry somebody that suits your lifestyle. Someone that really friends with you in the same box, love each other for who you are. That goes like that. And most things happening here right now. Ladies that I see that they have their parents here and they have husband and they kick them out of the house and their parents can't correct that girl for doing that. It's a very bad one. It's really happening here.
What is he talking about? He's talking about his personal story. But everyone admits it, of course. Parents don't correct their children. It is really bad here. Dude, what are you talking about? What is the story? Tell us the story. Judges said I missed the disabled comment. I did too. I don't recall anybody talking about disabled. I did say short, fat, and ugly. Maybe somebody deems that a disability. Short, fat, and ugly is not disability. I don't know. That's just someone's opinion that you don't really have to buy into. If you consider yourself that, which is terrible, it's like a vicious cycle. It's just bad that you feel that way about yourself. But a lot of men are running around the internet feeling that way about themselves, but they feel defeated, you know. But the truth is that even if there's some pragmatic ways of measuring that you're short, fat, and ugly, there's other aspects of life where you can overcompensate for that. And women are not really visual like that. They just need to feel safe and secure. So are they settling for you? No, they settle. Okay, not settling for you. They may suddenly see the value in you, and it just may not be your looks. But let me guess, you already gave up. You made up your mind already, but you know. But if you didn't give up, that was a word for you, real quick. Okay, it's not disability by any stretch.
Because most people say they go to church, and I don't go to church for you to quote Bible for me. It's all about moral aspects. Speak about moral aspects to people. People don't. They're just telling you. They just say that.
What morals are we talking about? What moral standard are you talking about? If you're going to preach at, like in Nigeria at least, we have how many religions? How many? We have at least 3. One of them has about 200 religions in them, right? So what moral standards exactly are you talking about, Baba? I mean, just your own. Oh, let's just assume that you're talking about yours, right? Let's keep going.
Maybe the law favors lady. Most men do more than themselves here.
That can I come in real quick, please?
That was Yoruba English. Shout out to his Yoruba English. He said most men do more than themselves. Okay, so I'll have to translate it to Yoruba first and then see if there's a better way to express that in English. Okay, so most men, how do I say that in English? Even me to go, I don't collect like this. Hey, Jesus. Most men do more than they are capable of. Thank you. Ola, I know you got it. Most men do more than they are capable of doing. Okay, or they can actually. I think that's good enough.
All right, let me hear you quickly, and then
that's
start round. Yeah.
Thanks for allowing me to be on here. It's been like I've been your fans for like 100.
All right, so Just J, Miss M Mills, and everybody else that's listening to me, or my American friends, breakfast is any form of breakup. So whoever is serving the breakfast is the person that broke up with the other person. That's Nigerian slangs for you. So that's Nigerian slangs 101. All right. Oh, actually, it's more like heartbreak. Okay, so when somebody serves you a breakfast, that means you're heartbroken. Okay, so that's another way of looking at it. Thank you so much, Glamola and Temi07.
Yes. I'm not a Muslim, I'm not a Christian, but I watch all your videos. The one you did today, the one you did yesterday, all the thing, I watched everything. So most men out here talking about their experience. The main question is, what did you do?
What did you do? Somebody that their head is correct. Finally. Before we start to the lecture, that's why the other gentleman that said you should help with washing pata and washing plates are like, dude, that's not what that is. There's a question that we need to ask this gentleman first. Ask yourself first if you find yourself in poto. What did I do? The answer could be I didn't do anything. Okay, but first, before we get to the actual answer, can we ask the question first? Right? Is that not scientific enough in terms of assessing a problem, a situation, a conflict resolution? Is that not pragmatic enough? What did you coffin do? Clap for me. I'm coming up with my own words, okay? What did you coffin do? Anyway, let's keep going.
That makes you go through that experience. Sir, back home, right? You know, we got all these things like we can do whatever we want to do because we know that the lady out there, they don't really have that much. But here, the ladies, they got the freedom. They got the freedom. All this.
Ladies, don't buy into that. You don't have freedom. You go collect. If you don't know how to nurture your relationships, you go collect. Single mothers in the chat can testify to this. Is it easy? Nabins? Right? Even the divorce process itself, Nabins? That's why they're wrong. It's nobody that wake up and say, I'm just going to drag myself to divorce. It's because they're having emotional breakdown of some sort and they've concluded that I need to save whatever is left of me in this life. But of course, gentlemen, we're refusing to ask further questions. We just conclude they're just evil. It's just business. They just want your money. They just want to take your money. How much money? If they ask you how much money now, you say they're shaming you. Right? Zakiang says, avoid slay queen. You say no. Carry Chineke's, no. Avoid slay queens. I say yes to that. But of course, you won't listen. Nobody slay queen they follow on Instagram.
Stop the cap.
Don't be slave queen you dey follow for Instagram. You dey follow person with turtleneck for Instagram. Now me they tell you avoid slave queen. You know they listen. That's why. Avoid slave, you say no. Carry Chineke's only lady and be happy, but you love the swag, but hate the juju that comes with it. It's truth. It's truth. You ain't saying nothing but the truth. But tell us more.
American women, mostly the black one that I rock with, that the phrase, as long as they see your phone, you type your password once, they don't know the password. But we, mostly Nigerians, I'm a Nigerian, I will talk about Nigerians. I'm not going to talk about other Africans. We thought we're smart in some type of way. That we thought we can outsmart these people. Sir, these people are smart. And the stereotype is there that African men are like this and are like that. So they are like, their guard is up.
No one has ever expressed stereotypes to me directly before. As in like on a personal level. I've never experienced it. I'm not special. I'm just saying maybe there's something about me. People don't come to me and say, but you know, African men do this. You must be like, unless it's like maybe banterish a little bit. So yeah, multiple wives. Even that, I don't really get that like that. You know, I don't really get that unless it's like for jokes. You can tell that it's clearly jokes, right? But somebody using that against me on a personal level in a way that hurts, I've never experienced that before. I'm not perfect. I'm just saying maybe there's something. Maybe there's something, right? I think stereotypes are there for a reason, because the loudest noise is made by empty barrels. Okay, empty barrel, they make the loudest noise. They're not necessarily the majority. Actually, they're never the majority. They're usually minority, but they make the loudest noise. Keep that at the back of your mind. Brother Kidola says, Nigerian men, please leave all dusty women in Nigeria. They won't listen to you because they think the women here are unruly. So they want to go back to the village to go and bring a girl who is acting feminine. And they will get finessed. That's what's going to happen. They won't listen to you, bro. Why? Because of the same reason. They are generalizing. They don't know how to read in real time on an individual to individual level. They are not working on themselves so that they don't attract these terrible stories. All the work they are doing is pointing fingers. Somebody said that earlier. Pointing fingers. It must be something else, someone else's fault. But self. That's all they are doing. And wherever that's comfortable, they will do it all the time. Until they hit rock bottom. And they have to pay big bucks, big money to redeem themselves, if it's redeemable at all. Because a lot of people are not going to listen until they self-destroy until they self-destruct completely.
Against us in the first place. So we will come here, try to outsmart them, try to do some things that is not normal. These people are not that bad. One other guy came up saying the wife do this, the wife do that because of paper and stuff like that. That's the phrase. The question is, if you are driving on Lekki Road and you know the road is smooth, compared to you are driving on Mushin Road and
I think we needed to see this for all the gentlemen listening to me right now. Most women don't want their men to be destroyed. As a matter of fact, if we paint this picture enough, they will start advocating for you immediately. They will say it's not fair. Yeah, protect our men. And many of them doing that right now these days. You know, and that can be helpful at emotional level, but not in the grand scheme of things, because power is not given. It's going to be you have to take it. You can't beg your way into people giving you power. Okay, you can't do activism activities today where people will give you power. Ironic, not lie. Yeah, you can get some social stuff, some more welfare benefits, things like that. But in terms of power, you know, it's not given. You have to take it. So while at emotional level, it can be helpful for women to advocate for us and say, we don't want that men destroyed. Please, Shanway, joy. While we need that on the temporary level, in the long run, black men need to get their shit together. A little empathy can help. I'm not lying to you. It can even make a man feel like a man. Remember, we talk about making your man feel like a man so he can get to work, not so he can stay there and continue to ask for, yeah, please make me feel like a man. I keep telling you, it's not sustainable. Not in the society we live in today. You know, so shout out to you, Shinye, for the advocacy. I don't want our men to be destroyed either. I want them to get it together. Crying wolf is not going to help. Okay?
You know the road on Mushi is not smooth. On Lekki Road, you will drive as fast as you can. On Mushi Road, you will drive as slow as you can so that your car is not going to get messed up. That's the thing. That's the thing.
I hope I don't get in trouble with this eventually. I'm going to slow down completely on it because that's not nice. We have enough tribalistic issues going on. I'm going to slow down completely off of that. I think it's a Yoruba guy, Chinye. I think it's a Yoruba guy. That guy, right? That bro is called fit.
Yeah, it's not that. Everything is not that. When it comes to relationship, it's not that smooth like that. Because these people, the stereotype is there that the Africans, firstly, when you get to them, their first thinking is you want to use them for people. So their guard is always up. So
let me just give you what I have.
Wait, is there any states in America where you have to top up electricity? Do we have prepaid electricity power here in the United States in some states? Maybe. I may not know. You know, maybe I don't know. Now people are calling that the freeze that defeats Jesus Christ.
To say so I can leave.
I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Listen to this one though. Listen to this one.
That's the thing. Here, it's not that. Everything is not that. When it comes to relationship, it's not that smooth like that. Because these people, the stereotype is there that the Africans, firstly, when you get to them, their first thinking is you want to use them for people. So their guard is always up.
The guards are up. Smart man. Let me find him a very nice sound effects to play for him, because this one had Didier small.
I think Mitchell's beautiful because he's got good brains. I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun.
The guards are up. Naturally, somebody is doing papers for you. Why can't you think ahead of time? This is part of emotional intelligence, right? Why do you have to wait until you collect before you realize that if somebody is filing paperwork for you, their guards will be a little up? They might love you, they might be in love with you. It might be because they don't really have much other options to, but their guards are up now. That's actually a good thing. That's a good opportunity for you, because all you have to do is demonstrate that you're able to bring those guards down. Boom. you gain a little bit of extra respect. By the time you get your green cards, by the time you get your citizenship, you think somebody else is going to be able to compete with you as a man in that household for being able to go through that process? Do you ever think about it that way? Or the only thing you're thinking about is that she should just be respectful? Well, you can collect because you're not thinking ahead of yourself. You're caught up in your emotions.
So you
let me just give you what I have to say so I can leave. Every man in abroad now, try to have the key to the box, to your box in your hand. Make sure it's in your hand. That's number one. Don't do any joint
The key to your what?
account.
What? Your hand.
Your post.
Okay, this one wants to give us tips. Let's rewind small. He wants to give us tips on how to avoid unruly women to take advantage of you and kick you to the curb and kick you into the streets of Chicago to freeze in the cold. He wants to give us tips. Let's hear it. Gentlemen, don't listen to this, but listen to it for entertainment, okay? These are the things you should never do, just so you know, okay? Let's keep going.
When it comes to relationship, it's not that smooth like that. Because these people, the stereotype is there that the Africans, firstly, when you get to them, their first thinking is you want to use them for people. So they're God.
I can't lie, I like Nyash die. I swear to God. Okay. Okay. Take it easy on me, okay, ladies. Come on.
It's always up.
Let me stay focused.
So
Let me just give you what I have to say so I can leave. Every man in abroad now, try to have the key to the box, to your box in your hand.
All right. So these are things that you shouldn't do. First of all, naturally, if you're the head of your household, if there's a mailbox that has key, there'll probably be two, and you can always ask for extra. And yes, the man and the wife should have mailbox because let me tell you something. I never check my mailbox. Both the PO box and the physical one, I don't. I know they remember, okay? Unless she catches me, maybe I'm driving home and she says, "Can you please check?" I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I got it," But she checks them, okay? So, but what is he saying? Look over your shoulder. The reason why he's asking you to keep the mailbox is what you should pay attention to. Is basically another grab out a camera and start filming your wife when you're arguing. That's just another thing. Stay in a marriage where you have to look over your shoulder. That's what he's suggesting. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Life is too short. It's not worth it. I'm warning you. Don't. If you're feeling this way already, you probably should back off of that marriage for a second. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision. It's probably already very, very bad. So don't listen to what this guy is saying. It's very, very dangerous to live in that zone when you're inside of a marriage. You will self-destruct. You will use your own hands to destroy what may not even be anything close to it in the first place.
Make sure it's in your hand. That's number one. Don't do any joint account.
What? Your hand.
Your post box where you pick up your mails. Don't let it be in your hand.
Why would you have hold on? Why would you have a key to your box if you are not doing anything wrong?
Your wife could possibly go and do a life insurance at your back.
Bro.
So you see what I'm saying? This is a way for you to defend yourself. You're playing defense in a marriage. Defend yourself so that she doesn't go and create a life insurance behind you, he meant to say. But I say at your back. Leyin Yoruba English. Don't listen to him. Okay? I understand if you're in this space already, you should back off of the marriage. Say, hey, I need to work on myself. There's something I need to figure out. I'm a little confused. There's some things I need to figure out. Let me take some time off. What happened? Just by doing that, you gain a little bit of a respect. By not asking for respect, you just have enough self-respect to say, hey, this is not healthy. I'm not going to normalize this. I feel like I have to look over my shoulder all the time in this marriage. Let me take some time off. If you don't have the balls, I thought he said key to your balls earlier. If you don't have the balls to do that, that's exactly why you're suffering. I didn't tell you to put the blocks on your marriage. I said back off. So you can see a little bit. Back off a little bit. Just take a step back. You see, Yoruba people say, Agbotofa saying, or Agbara Lolomuwa. When you back off like that, you're able to go back and strengthen yourself, particularly emotionally. Because it's probably already bad anyway. As opposed to, Let me just pull out the camera and start filming when she's arguing with me so I can protect myself in the courts. Let me make sure I have keys to the mailbox. Let me make sure I lock this thing away. The last time we covered a story here like that, it was self-delusion that it became. Don't put yourself in that position, gentlemen. I keep telling you, everything I'm saying here is to protect you so you are capable of protecting your family, your wife and your children.
Bro.
You know the meaning of life insurance in abroad here?
Bro,
life insurance, everybody, we all know what it means. Okay, okay. Most people in healthy marriage, they sign up for it together. Okay? It's not designed to weaponize against each other like you're about to right now. Or reverse weaponize against the other person so that they don't use it against you.
About life insurance. Life insurance mostly is useful when you are alive, not when you are dead.
Hey, so you're going to stay there.
That's what people don't know. Yeah. You can't.
That's one.
That's what people
don't. A lady. That's
bro, for those that need their papers, they have to do that. So there's no option on that. For those that need their papers.
All men there want.
Is that part of the requirements that if you're filing for papers, you have to get life insurance? I'm not sure where that's coming from, but
they listen to whatever they build their relationship on. You need to let your lady believe in you. You don't dance to her tune. Most guys,
bro, that is those that need
and you end up being kicked out. Let us suffer.
When people say dancing to her tune, the next best response to that is, what do you mean dancing to her tune? Make them give you an example. Make them tell you the story. Sometimes they'll come up with some stupid examples. Examples can be worse too sometimes. They'll come up with some extreme examples from Reddit, from online forum somewhere. Like, no, tell me the story. What do you mean by dancing to our tunes? What do you mean by that? Because sometimes what they consider dancing to a tune is a means to an end, which is actually half falling into your program. So sometimes they have short-sightedness and they can only see what they can see, and they say, this one is making his wife happy so he can be happy. Happy wife, happy life. No, you're stupid. You're short-sighted. Okay, not stupid, excuse me. See, I caught up my emotions, right? You're not stupid. You're like most men right now today. But it's short-sightedness at best. Sometimes what you can see is short-sighted. You can see that far. Sometimes what you're considering dancing to a tune is a means to a bigger end. The person that you are trying to advise has bigger fishes to fry than you. Okay? So you're not capable of advising them. Like, this man should not be advising nobody. So what do you mean by dancing to a tune, bros? What do you mean by dancing to a tune? Tell us the story. Okay, give me an example. Okay, that example is weird. It's extreme. Most people that are in that example, they end up in jail or they end up collecting. Tell us that you're here right now. Tell me, give me context. Give me some context. Usually they're not able to give you context because they're stuck. They can't heal. They're hurt, like Brother Kidola said, and they refuse to heal.
For ourselves. Let us get a car for ourselves.
Bro, wait. Let me tell you one thing. The old thing is, the men will need woman for paper. Now they go through all this. I don't know how you get here. I don't know who helps.
He's generalizing
you with your paper stuff.
As
if
usual.
You need your paper. That's all you need to do. You go get your.
If you need your paper, stay focused on your paper. Somebody said 2 years of hell. Whatever. What does your paper mean to you? As long as you're safe physically, because you need to be here to collect paper, right? Do what you got to do to get your paper. If you go through that process, you will gain that big of respect instantly. And no man will be able to compete with you in that household because she will gain respect for you. Not only that, do you know how much opportunities open up for you when you're able to have papers to work? You're focused on, no, she's a... I didn't say you have to watch Pata. I never subscribe to that. It's really most people don't have to deal with that, okay? Oh, so I should not come and be watching Pata. No, you are exaggerating. That's what we would expect women to do when they are painting pictures of a story. You need to stay with me. What is the issue? Did she actually ask you to watch Pata? Abi, you're exaggerating. Okay, she tell you to do it this way. Okay, all right. Find a middle ground. Have a conversation and say, babe, I think we should do it this way. She no, let's do it this way. Okay, tell yourself, I might be caught up in my feelings. I need to stay focused on my papers. Stay focused.
So
Anyway,
come together and everything like that.
Thank you so much for joining us, Rocky. Thank you so much. This other Solar Mighty, thank you so much. It's been hectic. I sure say I won't go this abroad again. Hey, I see you live.
Daddy Freeze. He says it's not sure if he wants to go to abroad.
Hey. Anyway, our gist continues tomorrow.
That's
Take care,
funny.
guys. God bless you.
This guy is funny, man.
love
Jesus
you all.
Christ. Lord, I can't, you know, shout out to Daddy Freeze for that content. No parents want you to F up their daughter. Yep. I reacted to the man who said even people with disabilities in Australia are in relationship. Oh, okay, him. Okay, yeah, okay. I missed that part. He said, don't quote the Bible for him. Yeah, the Bible is just another ballgame entirely. Because stupid people, what they do with the Bible is stupid stuff. The Bible is a powerful tool, and stupid people use it for stupid stuff. Okay, and very rarely do you see people quoting the Bible from a. Yeah, let me just leave it alone. It's religion, so I try to stay away from religion because I believe people should have the freedom to their own religion. Hello, please. I'm not on that table. I need a fine guy next to me. Can't settle for fat, short, and ugly. Thanks. Yeah, you're wrong, Cynthia. So if what is his name? Neckhead, bring all that money to the table. You're not interested? Is that what you're saying? I knew it was something, but I missed it. Most men do too much. Yes, all I'm asking them to do is calm down. What I'm asking men to do is to actually calm down. You're not that capable. It's actually easier when you engage emotional intelligence. Okay? When you have to do this, do that, and you are stressing yourself, you just get old too quick. You get old very quickly. Whereas it's as easy as listen. No, don't be a doormat. Listening actively is not the same thing as being a doormat or worshiping your woman next to God, like that brother or whoever that was said earlier. No, that's not the solution because women don't want that. Women need to be able to respect you, typically. Okay? If they're not able to respect you because you just say, hey, like this person said, dance to the tune. If you're literally doing that, of course, her instincts will question your masculinity, and that's not good either. Okay? He sounded ridiculous and contradicted himself because he was saying that it's hard for men to find women. Yeah, that guy, right? Yeah. I don't know what it was like. He tried to act like he supported the guy before him, but it was cap big time. Cap big time. Lack of the fear of God, irresponsibility, and lack of respect for the children is what men and women need to fix before marriage and in it. Yeah, because marriage is an institution. It's either you're prepared for it or you're not, right? Everything starts with self, 100%. What did you do? What changed that? Okay, you're right. You didn't do anything. How did she change? Nothing. She just woke up. Okay, that means she's evil. Leave her. Leave her alone. Yeah. Cancel the paperwork application too. Okay? It's not easy at all, and divorce is not fun. Yes, it is not, and anybody will be able to tell you that. Am I on fire like that tonight? I'm actually more relaxed today. I'm actually stretching and stuff, I had a good time reacting to this. I have one more to react to if you guys are up for it. I have at least one more It's a react. We have to cover this. We at least one more. Since we're already over time, we might as well just cover this, right? Oh my God. They blame their blood pressure on women too. Well, welcome to the real world. Blood pressure is blood pressure. It's caused by environmental factors. If your woman is part of your environment, maybe she's part of it. But maybe you're looking at it from the wrong angle, right? Blaming another human being for your issues as a man never works out well. That's all I'm saying. Humility is really a virtue. Ego gets in the way. Yes, that's a fact, you know. That's a fact. Let's see. Stupid people have a habit of getting together and giving each other advice. Just Jay, I know exactly what you're talking about. Stop talking about my brothers like that. If the lady have life insurance already and add the guy, it's one of the things that show that the marriage is for real. Okay, that's what it was. See, I was born here, so I am a little bit disconnected from the process. I don't have proper level of appreciation for the process. That's why I also want to be careful when I come off as I'm judging these men, because the process they have to go through, I can't relate too much. But it's the same reason why they must stay focused on the price. If that price is that big for you and you're willing to go through all that headache, then stay focused on the price. Okay? So, but with all due respect, because honestly, I don't know the full process of people coming in and trying to file for paperwork. I know it's tough, you know. So thank you for that. Let's jump right in. Let's jump right in. Let's jump right in. Let's talk about this next gentleman before we round up for the day. I'm really enjoying this, but it doesn't feel like it's overtime already. I might end up extending the time, maybe start a little early or something, because but I don't want to do that, because once you do that, then the time is far beyond too, you know. Let's just keep going exact way we're doing right now. I think it's working out well. Okay, let's move on to the next story. So let's talk about Andrew Tate. Let's talk about Andrew Tate. Let's talk about Andrew Tate really quickly. Andrew Tate has been collecting for the past 13 days. The thing is that I predicted Kanye West. I didn't predict Andrew Tate, because honestly, I don't want to be another Nigerian pastor predicting calamities all over the place. Okay, I don't want to do that. I just rather wait for things to happen in real time and respond in real time, because honestly, I think that's the only thing that helps relationships. Somebody's saying, this is not Andrew Tate on the screen. This is Andrew Tate right here. Okay. What came out today, what was going viral today, is that he had been self-snitching on himself. People that talk too much tend to do that. Gentlemen. People that talk too much, they tend to do that. They self-snitch on themselves eventually. Hey Google, be careful. Now express you they go. They tell you, some ancient wisdom are just timeless. You know, we did a session here the other day where we talked about we picked out some of my favorite parts of the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. All men must read the 48 Laws of Power and the Art of Seduction too. Okay, while you're at it, pick up the Art of War and read it. I haven't read Art of War yet. I need to get to it. Okay. Conceal your intentions. Law number 3. Always say less than necessary. Win through actions, never through argument. What do we know this guy for in recent times? Arguing. They call it debate. It's bullshit. It's arguments. These are not debates. Gender war driven arguments are exactly that, arguments. Okay? Sometimes it's one-sided. You're the only one arguing and the other person is think they're debating. If you're caught up in your emotions in these topics, you're arguing. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Or you can just victimize yourself. Alright? No, I just gotta tell the truth. Truth. Right? Crush your enemy totally. Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. This is game. For those of you that there's no such thing as game, okay? You can't say there's no such thing if I'm giving it to you right now, okay? That's like arguing with your own destiny. Play soccer to catch a sucker. Yoruba people say anything about a mobile man should be a bunny. Want to catch a monkey, you gotta act like a monkey. What do you say these days? You say dancing to the tune of women. See, because you're short-sighted. Use the surrender tactic. He actually tried this the first time he got cancelled online. But it was short-lived because all the lames on the internet were on his balls. They were rooting for him. Keep your goddamn hands clean. Keep it clean. Play on people's needs to believe to create a cult-like following. He got that part right. But he was talking too much about it. Who was the sucker? Himself and everybody that was following him. Disdain things you cannot have. If you can't have it, you can't have it. Jesus Christ. Can you move on already? Think as you like, but behave like others. That's social skills. Let's not be stupid. You live in a society. Okay? So even if you have your belief systems and stuff like that, you have to pay homage. You have to respect the idea that you're a social being like everyone else. He got this part right. But it was too loud. See, the thing about this is that if all you're doing is stirring waters, right? If that's all you're doing, right? And you're not exactly catching fish to be fishers of men for some greater purpose. If there's no purpose that's bigger than life behind it, you go collect. Work on the hearts and minds of others. That's emotional intelligence. Okay. Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. That means in real time, you have to take your time. Preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. You will crash if you fly too high too early. If you're not taking advantage of the wrong way, right? Never appear too perfect. Truth tellers, you're always right. Assume formlessness. Don't be predictable. Anyway, let's play this video.
Obviously, that's like being in chains and, not being allowed to leave. Fraud, being kept there under false pretenses. If there's an element of fraud in the way that you are enticing somebody or keeping somebody in a particular position to work for you, and if it's in the sex business, that's sex trafficking or coercion. Let's kind of look at one of his very first videos that
These are the things he was accused of. Everybody say, oh yeah, they're just trying to rope him up. What? Did you keep your hands clean? Because it might not be that simple. What is exactly keeping your hands clean? Somebody said, oh, all I saw you're expecting people to be perfect. No, nobody expecting to be perfect. But let's keep going. Okay, let's keep going. Again, FBI, CIA, some of these people, they're not looking for small fish to catch. Are you kidding me? They're not just gonna come and invade. Unless it's like a completely third world country. That happens sometimes, but usually they have something on you. at least your mouth, right? Some things you said with your own mouth at the very minimum, right?
He did. These are his words, not my words.
When you say webcam company, people assume, oh, it's just a sex fest. But in reality, it's a shitload of people management. The HR category of the webcam business is the largest and most important thing. You're effectively taking girls, teaching them how to make unlimited money from home, and then make...
You're taking girls. One of the things it's accused of is human traffic, right? Is taking girls exactly human traffic? No, but it can be interpreted as such, right? Especially when you align with everything else, right?
Make sure they give it all to you. Your goal is to inspire a girl to make money. So the way you're going to do that is you have to have some element of influence, and you're going to have that element of influence through her respecting you, looking up to you, and her believing she needs you. And this is extremely important.
Her believing that she needs you. These are some of the things I will teach here with respect to romantic relationships. But when your hands are not clean, what exactly is the difference between cohesion, influence, and inspiring? What is the difference? In your particular story, there might not be too much difference. If your hands were never clean in the first place, if the authorities deemed that your hands were not clean, practicing simple influence may become a different thing entirely, right? Some egugu know they hear word. They don't.
Because at the beginning she will need you, but then she won't need you. But you have to keep that fallacy, keep that dream alive.
Fallacy, that's his word. And what is fallacy?
Fallacy.
Fraud.
That's a pimp.
Fallacy, fraud. What did Abba and Preach say? Let me give them proper credit. I stole this. I didn't steal. I'm reacting to a video before I use my own words against myself, right? I'm reacting to a video made by Abba and Preach / CLR Bruce Rivers. Shout out to them, right? What did is this Abba or Preach? Which one? I don't know which one is which one. He said that is a pimp.
Yeah.
That's
a pimp.
That's a pimp.
That's exactly what a pimp does.
I knew some street pimps. I've known them for a long time. Straight street pimping is a completely... In fact, no, it's not a completely different game. The psychological aspect...
So at what point did we cross the line from street pimping to digital pimping? Could that be considered the same thing? Let's keep going.
It's the same. She can't do this without you, to ensure that she doesn't do it without you. At the beginning she can, but there'll become a point she can.
So she can't do what you do for them without you. She can, but at some point you want to make sure that she can't, right? I mean, she can't do the webcam thing. You know, there's a bunch of women that basically film themselves for a bunch of lames on the other hand to pay them on OnlyFans, okay? To me, I still find it strange that that so many men are paying for OnlyFans. It's straight, like literally, porn is free. Jesus, how bad can it be, right? I can't relate. But that's where we are, because who is the sucker now? Well, today is the sucker, but before the last 13 days, the men were the suckers. Let's keep going.
But you being here, it synergizes this teamwork energy. We're going to do this together. Yeah, you go on the camera. Don't worry, I'll talk to the guys. I'm going to talk to them. We're a team. Happy, positive teamwork. There's no negative energy in this business. You have to be positive. So by you typing for the girl, you maximize your money, and also she believes she needs you, which is extremely important.
So this video was found in the archive of his Hustlers University. He was teaching a course on how to be a digital pimp, a virtual pimp. Okay, that's what he was doing basically.
Another reason to use Chatterbait is because they will pay you in Bitcoin, and this is amazing because you've all seen the thought audit shit that's going on. You've all seen the fucking legalities of banking. Trying to get money out of these sites into your bank without paying a shitload of tax is actually very difficult.
All right, so
paying taxes.
Another word about taxes, self-snitching. He was talking about paying taxes. avoid paying with his own mouth. This video, he wasn't completely bald here. This video looks like it was done years ago, right? But he's still selling them as courses to a bunch of young men who don't know any better, who think, yes, I can cut corners like this, cut corners like this, cut corners like this, and cut corners, and boom, I kept my eyes on the bag, and we're rich, and all these chicks are flocking to me, even though inside, you're a true simp. You just want a wife. That's not a simp, by the way, but that's what they call a simp. Anybody who wants to have a marriage and a wife. It's the extremes of it, right? Of course.
Money out of these sites into your bank without paying a shitload of tax is actually very difficult.
See, it's that whole avoiding taxes. And it's not legal to do that.
So in the last 6 months, Chatterate have released a Bitcoin option. So they'll pay you in Bitcoin.
Somebody said, the last time we covered his story, the ladies were like, why is he talking so angrily? I said, calm down, let's hear what he's saying, right? But the truth is that you picked something up, right? People that tend to talk like that, there's a reason for it. That's just who they are. They think they are aggressive, but it's a matter of egungun, be careful. You're going in the express. You're going on the highway, you will get crushed.
Tax is also another important element for controlling your woman. You're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. So
you're not going to pay taxes. He was born in America. He was raised in the UK. He decided to be living in Romania, allegedly, because he was looking to avoid some of this legal stuff that the rest of us have to do. Okay? Now, you're not going to get in trouble. I mean, Donald Trump allegedly never paid taxes. You're not going to get in trouble just for that. But if that aligns with a bunch of other things, and you're a small fish, they will use you as scapegoats. Yes, the Matrix will use you as a scapegoat. And you don't have to be big like this. Like, this can happen in real life relationships. Okay? The idea is, right? The aggressive stuff, or even passive aggression, doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's for the weak. Aggression is for weak people. Either passive or active aggression is for weak people. The only thing you're doing is building a bigger, massive blind spot for yourself. Your enemies are going to come for you from that blind spot, and it's getting bigger and bigger. All these people, this little tribe of people that you have together, they're rooting for you. They're boosting your ego. The higher you go, the harder you're going to fall when you do fall.
You don't need to pay tax to anybody. Tell your girl that you're paying the tax. Because girls are lazy, and girls are stupid, and girls don't understand.
Girls are lazy, girls are stupid. Oh no, but Ola, you're taking him out of context. No, I am not. I am not. Clearly, I am not. Because the results are the result. The results today is that he's locked up, and they're going to make sure they nail him. Highly likely. If he comes out, I'll be surprised, and I will honorably bow and say, bravo. I got one thing wrong among many other things I've been wrong about. Okay. Toby and Tribe, shout out to you. She says, don't know much about him. Saw he described himself as a king of toxic masculinity. You can't describe yourself as toxic masculine. There's a reason. There are deeper reasons. You might be winning temporarily. It's only a matter of time. Using negativity to build your brand is short-sighted. Precisely. You're short-sighted. You might be winning fast, getting all this attention. You really think you're wiser than YouTube and Twitter. And even Airbnb shut off your accounts. Silenced. Oh no, it's the Matrix want to cancel me. Hey, welcome to the real world. Yes, it's the Matrix. They will shut you down if you tamper with business. Do you not understand that you're talking from your ass against yourself?
How taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element. If I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. It allows you to pay her a smaller percentage.
You have to pay taxes, period. There are two things you have to pay. Taxes and buy. Right? And if you try to avoid it, you pay a big price for it. What do you want me to tell you? This is a reality for every single human being. Right? Gentlemen, go and watch my last video about Andrew Tate. I covered some of the things you should have been listening to from him. The only thing you should have been listening to, the in between the lines that you never paid attention to, that I thought they were actually good things. But people just don't go viral using toxic energy for no reason. There are reasons. There are real life reasons. It will bite you in the butt if you keep justifying this. Because there's a reason why you're justifying it too.
I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I'd give them 3, and I'd keep 7. They thought they were on 50%. And I said,
all right, remember they were talking about cohesion. For every $10,000 they make, he keeps $7,000, they keep 3. Is that fair? Maybe it's fair. But remember, his hands, are they clean?
The disparity is because of taxes. So you're on 50%, we get to pay the tax first, and then it's 50-50. So really you're paying 30, you tell them you're paying 50, the difference is in the tax. That's where the disparity lies, taxes. If they don't believe you or they want to get fresh or whatever, print out some tax forms. I see this all the time, I used to print out some random tax forms.
I don't think anybody under the age of 50 truly understands taxes. They understand it from a number standpoint. I don't think anybody under the age of 50, I'm under 50, I don't think you truly understand taxes. I think a lot of young people, especially, they keep talking about these ways of avoiding this, avoiding that, and they're talking too much. Just even if you have ways of avoiding it, like, do you have to be so loud? Jesus Christ. Right? Now we're talking legal stuff, right?
So yeah, sign here and sign this. What is it? It's for the tax. You want to pay the tax or not? Ooh, okay. And they just sign away. They don't know what the fucking signing. Let's throw them away afterwards. But they think something's happening. Something real's happening. Nothing's happening except me get rich, bitch. Real's happening. Nothing's happening except me get rich, bitch. You have to, girls. You cannot do a business relationship with a female. And I'll tell you why. Women have sex with somebody. If they're not fucking you, they're fucking somebody else. And that.
Women have sex. If they're not cuffing somebody, if they're not cuffing you, they're cuffing somebody else. Wow, profound point. We learned something new. A lot of grown ass men, 33-year-old men were like, yeah, true, that, true, that, that's true. He making sense, yo. Sounds stupid. I do have moments when I'm really just mad at men because I'm like, yo, we gotta get ourselves together, man. Jesus Christ. Right? Oh, if she's not coughing you, she's coughing somebody else. Okay. Alright. Easy. You're right. She likes Kerewa too. Kerewa. Women love Kerewa. We found out something new. Yay! Really.
Other person she's fucking is going to have the control over her mind as opposed to you. And if he controls her mind and you don't control her mind, once she starts to pick it up a bit after a few weeks, a few months, whatever, and realizes how to make money on her own, or she's going to run off and pay her boyfriend, or them two are going to go traveling in Southeast Asia and she's going to work as she goes, or she's going to go to her.
The biggest businesses in the world understand what he's talking about, ultimately, which is people want stability, they want to work. You know, you pay them a little $20 an hour, you keep the rest of the $40 an hour. They're happy because it's a stable job for them. There's nothing extra profound about that. That's literally how the whole world works. The issue here is that you're self-snitching on yourself. You're running a whole operation of women who are doing quote-unquote illegal stuff based off of where you live. Okay? And yes, there are blurry lines. There are gray spaces, gray areas, and it's not exactly cutthroat. That's the job of the lawyers. They will nail you. They will nail you particularly so they can put you on their resume that they're responsible of putting you away for life. There's somebody being paid multiple 6 figures to put you away. They might track you for 3, 4, 5 years before they figure it out on how they're going to do it. Why? Because it's their whole livelihood. Duh, it's their career. Their job it's not personal. But what are you going to do? I'm just going to set up this online hustlers university thing where they could spread me like Wi-Fi around TikTok. I won't be stoppable. And you think you're going to get away with it? How? How, bro? How, Sway? Let me find my sound effect. I'm not laughing at him. I'm trying to get you up to speed here, okay? I'm trying to get you up to speed, gentlemen. Be careful what you subscribe to, what kind of ideologies you subscribe to. These concepts are true inside of your relationship. Aggression will hurt you and will hurt your wife, will hurt your children, and it's a recursive thing. It will come back and hurt you even more because she's an incubator. She will multiply that and reciprocate. She will receive it, multiply it, and reciprocate. And your children will help you multiply what you build as human beings. You'll put out a certain type of human beings into society, but they're carrying your name. These concepts are the same at every level. You got to pay a little bit more attention than what you knew from 1960. Yes, if there was a street pimp back there, you best believe that there's going to be digital pimp, and it's probably worse in terms of the destruction, meaning it's probably going to carry even heavier punishment. You don't get to say, but they're not really sleeping with them, dude. That's because you're still stuck on pragmatic physical stuff. What about the emotional aspect of it? What kind of chicks do you think would be filming themselves to the other side of the world? Right? You don't think these are chicks that can flick on you, that can flip on you and throw you right under the bus the moment they don't feel right anymore? You exposed yourself. Right? Good business concept. Useless application.
Boyfriend say, look, fuck it, you type for me. Oh yeah, but you're always working. I have to do some traveling and you can't come. I want to bring you with me. Traveling is a great one because the thing about this business is mobile. If you can find a good Airbnb with good internet, you can run it somewhere else. So it's a good little caveat to throw in. You're always working. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together? Work for you doing what? So I'll have a webcam business. Oh, I don't want to do that. So okay, I know you don't want to do that, but listen, come, let's have a meeting. Let's just talk about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me explain it to you properly. In fact, I'll bring one of the girls who works for me. Your bottom bitch, the new girl, you go out for fucking a nice dinner. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear from a girl. And this is why your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl.
Remember Ghislaine Maxwell? That was the girl that recruited for Jeffrey Epstein. Almost identical to what he saw.
Basically, he has a woman, okay, who used to be a former police officer in Romania. She's the one who does the recruiting and the managing of the women. Why? Because women are much more likely to be roped into these kinds of things if they're hearing it from another woman. So when he sets up his organization, right, because they're accusing him of running a criminal organization, he has the woman who he calls his bottom bit, right, to recruit the other women.
Like even what is his name? Abba? That's Abba, right? Abba is even having a hard time saying the bottom B word. Normal men, yes, with respect to the society we live in, like it's not just they're normal or they're dumber than you. No, you're the one that's dumb, actually. Normal men, they have a little bit of a harder time just calling women the B word. Like randomly for no reason. You notice a normal man right there. I understand some part of it is culture and stuff like that, but maybe you should start paying attention, right? You think you're the only one that have potty mouth. The rest of us don't know how to record ourselves being potty. You don't think we're potty mounted in our own house.
Okay, now.
In court, so there's some, oh no, not court in Romania. Dude, they're corruption free, as we all know. They put me in jail. I'm gonna walk in there with a pile of money like this. Boom, boom, this some hoes, this sells mine. I'm ready, put me in jail. I don't give a fuck. You think they're court case, shove that in my mouth.
Get me out of jail. The law says you're guilty. I said get me out of jail. Don't go see a lawyer to talk about the law. I've committed multiple felonies. How much does it cost to make this all go away?
Also, when you're a real G is that you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You gotta go to Poland, you gotta go to Warsaw, fucking Dubai, Miami. Anyone who watches State Confidential knows I'm all over the place. So I end up with all these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting there, bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't.
All these chicks completely bored, stuck with me, in love with me. Do I really need to say R. Kelly without saying R. Kelly? Oh, Jesus Christ, these guys, man.
Go out. They're not allowed out. You stay in the house.
No, he's just a masculine man who talk masculine. Masculine men are not allowed to talk anymore in this world. Are you sure you're masculine? Because you seem like you need to convince yourself that you're masculine. Are you sure?
You don't go nowhere. You're not, no restaurants, no clubs.
Andrew Tate says, you have to understand once you're mine, you'll might be mine forever. A woman never leaves her man, and I'll be the last man in your life. What do we do if we fall in love?
I beg, leave Chinye alone. Chinye was with me a few days ago because she gets it. I beg, leave her alone. D-Love. Leave her alone. All right? But, Betty, let's keep going.
And I kidnap you to bring you to Bucharest. And then the girl replies, I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come. First, I have to see in your eyes that...
Don't make Chinye defend herself. I'll fight you, D-Love. She said, I never said that I loved him more. I found out about him due to the most misogynistic mess that he spews. Just for the first time in Ola's show yesterday, did I see him making sense? He was making sense. I said the part the men should have been paying attention to, they didn't pay attention to. They only liked the part where he was licking their ass. I'm with you, Chinye. I beg, leave her alone. Thank you.
You will never be able to live without me, and then I can trust you to show you everything. Bring a ring when you come. This is what the girl said. He says, can you be loving enough to be a wife? To always be on my side wherever I go? To talk to zero men besides me? You have to move to Romania with me to keep an eye on you. You have to move to Romania with me to keep an eye on you. You're mine. Don't ever forget that. And
let's go back
I don't
here.
think it's kidnapping if I want to come. Tate says, you have to understand once you're mine, you'll might be mine forever. A woman never leaves her man, and I'll be the last man in your life. What do we do if we fall in love and I kidnap you to bring you to Bucharest?
All right. You know you have a borderline criminal activities going on. Borderline, yes, blurry line, whatever you want to call it. And you travel back and forth between all those countries. About 12 passports he has, international passport that he has. Or you're using the word kidnapped in text. That is stupid. Text messages are your enemy, gentlemen. Okay? Text messages will destroy you. Okay?
And then the girl replies, I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come. First, I have to see in your eyes that you will never be able to live without me, and then I can trust you to show you everything. Bring a ring when you come. This is what the girl said. He says, can you be loving enough to be a wife? To always be on my side wherever I go? To talk to zero men besides me? You have to move to Romania with me to keep an eye on you. You're mine. Don't ever forget that. And she says, but can I trust you? He says, yes, you can. We'll meet in Romania, and I want to know you're committed and serious about marriage. Yes, I'm serious. Andrew Tate says, you're not stupid, and he's talking to one of the victims. You're not stupid, and you can probably guess how I make so much money.
Did you see how they're flipping that really quickly? They're already calling them victims. Gentlemen, you really think you're victims? Wait until somebody else has been labeled the victims.
I have to hide what I'm really doing. And the victim says, webcam? And he says, I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company was fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money.
How do you say either by way of if every phone conversation, including this conversation, is recorded, by the way, how do you say every company is fake?
Some of the girls who worked for me, I use them to do other things, to move money or illegal things, documents, and I will
How do you say I use them to do illegal things on any type of documented instruments? I don't know.
Never do that. It's angels, meaning the bottom, the two women. If you
yeah, Preach is like, dude. By the way, Abba and Preach are a good YouTube channel to follow, just so you know, okay? They're well balanced. They don't tolerate any BS from women either. For those that are on the extreme other end, okay? But they're well balanced and they're very respectful to women.
don't make money, we're gonna have a problem. Punch yourself in the mouth until I arrive, because then I'll give you another 10, you incurable slacker. And the other,
punch your mouth, yourself in the mouth before I arrive. These are the languages.
We'll never do that. It's angels, meaning the bottom, the two women. If you don't make money, we're gonna have a problem. Punch yourself in the mouth until I arrive, because then I'll give you another 10, you incurable slacker. And the other girl says, I'll break you when I get there. And the victim says, what did I do?
He just replaced the word break by the worst word you can think of. Trigger alert, trigger alert. He just replacing the word break with the word that rhymes with the fruit grape. Just so you know, okay? When he said, I'll break you.
And the bottom is, you have 1 hour and 10 minutes to disappear. And the victim says, but what did I do? You're down 20%, 4 days since you posted. And she says, if Andrew looks to see you if you posted TikToks, you won't even have time to pack. You're flying off the balcony straight away.
You're flying off the balcony straight away. Right? Just say, Preach is my crush. Is Preach about Preach? Okay, the big one, right? The Ramu one. You like dark skin, man? Don't tell nobody. No, I won't tell all 31 people watching me live right now. I promise. You need his beat. Yeah. He basically rated on. He ratted on himself. Then has the nerve to say the Matrix is after him. Yeah. That's where we are. I have one more thing to share with you, which is the same story. Just like, let me see if I can find it really quickly. It's just bad. That's why I tell you, like, I don't think it's gonna come out of it. If it comes out of it, I'm willing to be wrong. You know, but he's going to be. It's no less than 5 years he will spend inside, so you know. And his whole Oslo University, all of that is crumbled. You can forget about anything he has going on. They're frozen. They're gone. They're done. Okay. So if you have money or anything like you signed up for that, just call your bank because they might still be pulling money and have them stop your $50 per month. It's sad because that's another one of our brothers that just couldn't get himself to. He thought he needed to be aggressive. And there's a lot of us following him and say, yeah, he's just being masculine. No, that's not masculine. That's weak. That's literally feminine. Okay? You can't say masculine, feminine without considering the context that you live in. In this context we live in, that's feminine, weak men. They bark. They are loud. They are aggressive. They pay no respect to emotions and feelings of the people they're trying to communicate with. And they swear up and down that they are masculine. It's empty barrel making noise. That's all it is. That's all it is, okay? Let me share this article with you so that we can make, because this is coming from Insider. And then we can call it a night. We've done well, okay? What does the title say? Look at the title. WhatsApp message. Why? Because it says encrypted on both ends. Are you stupid? It's not encrypted. What are you, dumb? WhatsApp message from Andrew Tate to a third accuser said, I loved breaking you. You can read it for yourself. See it for yourself. I'm not going to read it out. There you have it. And you see, when you see two brothers, it's just bad. It's just very bad. Okay? I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's just bad. A series of messages were released by Vice World News on Wednesday. Was that today or yesterday? Yesterday. That appeared to show the misogynistic influencer and ex-kickboxer. People say you're a misogynist. You sound misogynistic. You say, no, they just wouldn't want me to tell you the truth. Are you sick? Can we see the truth? Why do you have to wait until you see the rest of the iceberg? When you see the tip of the iceberg, you don't think it's probably big behind the scenes? If people can turn on camera in their face and just be outrightly disrespectful with their words, what do you think they do behind the scenes if you understand human beings? Right? The text and voice messages released by the outlets come on a day after Tate failed to secure his release from a Romania jail in the middle of sex trafficking investigation into him and his brother. According to Vice reporting, Tate sent a woman who accused him of break in 2013, threatening messages. Tate sent a woman threatening messages after the incident, including ones where he said he enjoyed it. I love breaking you, Tate said in one of the texts shared Trigger alert, okay? I'm sorry. This is according to insider.com. Tate said in one of the texts shared with Vice, monsters are monsters. When you're under my control, I do whatever I please. A spokesperson for Hertfordshire police confirmed to Insider that Tate was arrested on December 17 over the allegations Tate had been arrested earlier the same year. That was 2015. He had this already before. Over allegation. Then some lady came out at that time and said, no, he was loving, it was my ex-boyfriend. It was like, yeah, right, cop. Yeah, I refuse to be predicting this kind of stuff. I'll just wait. We can all wait. I'm not in a rush. What I'm trying to teach people, gentlemen, here is patience. We can all wait. We can learn from lessons, but we can also make sure we don't fall in this category. If you're using aggression against your woman, you're weak. Any form of it, even if it's passive. Passive can be coming from a place of being oblivious sometimes. So if you notice that you're creating bad results, there's a good chance you're passive aggressive. You need to engage help and see maybe there's something I'm saying I didn't realize is creating a terrible result for me. You need to engage it. These are the issues. Okay. Tate had been arrested earlier that same year over allegations to two other men who also spoke to Vice, who accused him of rape, break. All the other violent assaults, saying he strangled. Oh Lord, he was okay. All right, there's no need for me to fellow you jum. Let's leave it alone. Let's leave that alone. Let's call it a day right there. Where there's smoke, there's fire. There's no smoke without fire. Okay? No, nobody is trying to shut down your masculinity. They're asking you to step your game up. You can't define masculinity without defining the context, without the environment that you live in. That's just being slow. So you need to pick up the speed. The society you live in is changing. You get to decide if it's for good or for bad. But at the end of the day, there's a result you're looking to create on an individual level. All right? This is, yeah, he ratted on himself. You don't, everyone knows that. You don't record yourself. Well, of course he will record himself because that's the only way he knows how to make money. Take money from the little boys and of course from vulnerable women. It's only a matter of time before you find one of those women, because these are people with low self-esteem, low self-worth. They will flip on you. It's only a matter of time. Okay? It's pretty bad for him. This is not going to go away that easy. Okay? All right. So, Toby and Tribe said, wonder what the upbringing was like. Seems damaged. Signs of narcissism. Yeah, all over the place. Hey, Sunshine, good to see you. It's unbelievable that there is people who think like this. If you have kids, whether you're... A lot of men think like this. They can't come out with their full chest. That's why a bunch of men agreed with him. But at least there's some kind of control over the situation. But we need a scapegoats like him so we can start teaching men like, hey, that aggressive, passive-aggressive thing, it's not gonna work. All right. Yeah, let's call it a day. How about that? Let's continue the conversation behind the scenes. How's that? Right? Join the Prestige family. Okay, if you want to continue the conversation at www.lolaandola.com/WhatsApp. On your way out, on your way, did you hear my H factor, my Yoruba H factor? For those of you that can't wait, right? On your way out, right? Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Tomorrow I might have a special guest, so make sure you come back here at 5 p.m. tomorrow. We're gonna be on time. Hopefully, you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.
really missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.